Here's Father Jackson Saunders on Local Fresh, the place we want to be. It's Fresh Live.
The sun is shining, and up in the ruck contest, it's Callum Crisp. Now, a centre square infringement, and a whistle has been blown. Free kick is going the way of South Bendigo. So Callum Crisp is the man who has it. He wastes no time by hand to Alexander Smith. He sends it inside 50, high ball. Sandhurst got numbers back in defence. They do well, they clear. It was Fergus Green that worked his way back up to the wing. They wanted Lockie Hood. Ball's knocked away from him. Good work though from Haddo. Gets it down the line to Will Allen. Close to the boundary line. Over and out. Some fierce tackling early on. We'll need a boundary throw-in.
Interesting to see Smith Ralph coming off the half-back flank in the first set up there, Mick.
Yeah, they're throwing it around a little bit. Interesting to see Fallon up forward.
So, plenty of magnets being moved for the Bloods. It's one down by Chris. Trying to find a way through will be Harker. Handballs backwards to Horbury. Horbury throws it on the left. It goes up towards the top of the 50. Bouncing ball. After it'll be Smith Ralph, and he's taken across the boundary line in to shoot with Hamish McNamara. And we'll get a boundary throw in right-hand forward pocket at the cricket nets end of the ground here at Harry Trott Oval, a ground which is absolutely bathed in sunshine. Terrific day for footy. Barely a cloud in the sky. The boundary throw-in's rather shallow. Taken away by Crisp. He'll snap it inside forward 50. Bouncing ball at the back for the Dragons. They'll handball it towards the boundary line. It might have been Howard that just threw it over the boundary line, and he gets away with it. We'll have a boundary throw-in right-hand forward pocket at the cricket nets end of the ground.
To which South Bendigo are attacking in this opening quarter. Sandhurst are headed to the Neil Street end in this round 6 clash. Bendigo Football League action, season 2026. Ball's thrown back in. McGregor Cameron got to the front position and was pushing the ruck contest and is awarded a free kick. So that's great work by McGregor Cameron, just getting to the front position.
Yeah, very smart, just getting himself, the big body, to the front of the contest, and he looks to open the account for South Bendigo today. Interesting to see Cam Power, South Bendigo playing too loose behind the ball as well. Sandhurst really crunching the numbers at contest.
So McGregor Cameron, he'll kick from about 25 metres out, left foot, 45-degree angle, starts left and stays left and doesn't even have the full distance. And a mark has been taken in defence for Sandhurst. So might be Jack English who's got the footy there on the last line. Lockie Wright, in fact. His kick, though, no good either. And a turnover. And it's been marked.
Templeton, I think it is.
Templeton, who's got the footy about 45 metres out from goal. He'll kick a good distance. The former North Ballarat player, Templeton. This one stays to the left also and just to behind. So that's the first score on the board this afternoon. Sandhurst are yet to score, and we've been travelling a couple of minutes.
Wright brings the short pass in. He hits the centre of his defensive 50 where he finds Connick, who will swing it out wide into the hands of Morris on the far side out there for the Dragons. They'll go down the grandstand side wing. Long kick. Maxted comes out and presents. Knocked away from him. Bouncing footy in the middle of the ground. Albury tracks after it for the Bloods, but it's overrunning the footy there. It was Kay, and he might have been also taken without the footy in the end there. Mick Delaney, did you see that one?
Yeah, push in the back. He didn't take possession of the ball and then got taken down behind it.
So Nathan Kay has the ball. Defensive 50 for the Bloods. He's going to swing out on his right. He'll send it out towards the coach's box wing. Good mark taken above for the Bloods. They'll quickly handball it forward. It'll come from James Davies. They link up and they go down the grandstand side wing up towards Frawley in a one-on-one with Howard. Howard did well. Handball to Wright. Wright gives it to Hood. Hood's able to steady a little kick out of defence, and it finds a teammate right in front of the Sandhurst coaches bench here at Harry Trott Oval.
It does indeed. So it's on the outer side. They go short, and the next link in the chain is Stagg, who's got it centre wing, grandstand side. Immediately they work the ball forward right. He goes towards half forward. Good mark has been taken by Kobe Maxted. He's got it in front of the netball courts and perhaps within range, Mick, but it would test him. He'll have to kick from about 50 metres out if he has a pin.
Yeah, definitely within range with the way the wind's going. Sandhurst 2 kicks from their D50 into deep forward. For South Bendigo, it's taken them 3 or 4 kicks to get it the same way, so a definite advantage heading to the Neil Street end.
Maxted, the former Bendigo pioneer and Collingwood VFL player, almost, I thought, had it, but he's missed to the left and a behind. So it's a behind each. Local footy, the place you want to be. it's fresh live.
Bloods will bring the ball in. The short pass into Fallon was deemed not 15, so he's forced to handball it back to Horbury. Horbury then goes back to Fallon. Fallon then clears the kick out of defence. It goes down. Island will be first back there for the Dragons, but it carries over his head and bouncing footy, and he's just ran past. So the Bloods just willing the ball forward at the moment. They're tapping it forward. It picks up by Zimmerman. Zimmerman has time to wheel around on the right, lower the eye, send it inside forward 50. Well read by Connick of the Dragons to take the intercept grab. He can swing it out towards Mills in games 50 if he wants to. He goes shorter, where he finds Fergus Green in defence. Fast moving ball finds Green. Green gets it to right. Right marks it, centre wing position. Broadcast side here at Harry Trottover. He'll wheel onto his right. Looks to send it inside forward 50. Maxted caught behind. Intercept mark for Davies.
He's been very good, has Alex Davis of South Bendigo. He opts to go short, still inside his defensive zone to Hayden Geddes, who clears. And the kick is good. He's managed to spot up Templeton there on the outer side. He goes short over the top, and the kick is good for Nathan Horbury, the former coach of the Bloods in 2019 to 2023. Short pass is good for Jake Rusbridge. Opts to go wider still to the wing. Now it's Tom Templeton. He's had a bit of it early in this clash to the skipper, the co-captain in the long sleeves, Zach Hare. The St Joseph's primary school teacher goes short. Back to Templeton, and again concedes territory and goes to Will Allen. So they've worked it to the broadcast side. Alex Davis, as space opens up, they've gone to half forward. Brodie Haddo, the 4-time best and fairest winner. He looks to spear it to the pocket. He wants James Frawley. Going back bravely though was Fergus Green, who read the play like a book and intercepted.
Terrific grab by Fergus Green in defence. Intercept mark. So he'll look to swing the kick out. Goes in the direction of the big ruckman in Watson. Couldn't quite get to him. They rove it at ground level. Mills picked it up, but he lost possession. Bloods will find out a little handball which come from Langley. Messing around in the middle. High tackle for the Dragons. Put his head over the footy and rewarded. Will be Mills. Mills quickly handballs off. Running straight down the middle of Harry Trott Oval, and they get a hard leading Tom Campbell, who marks 55 from home. Campbell wheels around, sends it to the goal square. One-on-one contest. No mark taken. Knocked away from Austin. Geddes keeps it alive for the Bloods, and he does really well to actually find a kick out of defence, and he marks Callum Crisp, who's right underneath the scoreboard here at Harry Trott Oval, defensive side of the defensive 50 for the Bloods.
The Interleague ruckman from last year, Callum Crisp. We look forward to Interleague next weekend in the QEO2 against the Ovens and Murray League. Kick to a pack on centre wing. Terrific work by Anthony Zimmerman. Pirouetted out of traffic, then got a second touch, gave it to Alexander Smith. He wants Frawley, goes direct to him. Ball fisted away. They have numbers back in defence. Henry Edwards, he did well. And Jackson Howard was terrific. He's got the job on Frawley. So Howard clears to half back. Manages to spot up Jack Keating. He kicks to half forward. He wanted Tom Campbell, but instead Alex Davis intercepted.
Good mark by Davis. Davis and Davies both playing well for the Bloods. They get it into the middle of the ground. They'll handball their way through. Now they'll send it inside forward 50. It came from English, I reckon, who might have been dealt with after he got rid of the footy.
He was.
And he receives a free kick. So will that be downfield right to the top of the goal square?
It will be.
Against Lockie Hood, the Sandhurst player who gave that bump off the ball.
Looks like James Frawley's going to be the recipient of the footy. Was it English that was dealt with after he kicked it there, Mick?
Yeah, I'm not too sure, but pretty stiff for Jackson Howard here, who's been playing on Frawley. He's off to a good start, punching a couple of balls that have come Frawley's way, but this is just one of those easy ones that could get Frawley going.
It's a big test for Howard today. If it was English involved, of course, the former Sandhurst product, now at South Bendigo. So Frawley, 20 out directly in front, shouldn't have any trouble, and does not. So the Bloods get their first of the day through their man in James Frawley. They're 1-1-7. The Dragons are one behind early stages of the opening quarter. Score sponsor Jason Westcott. Build a local footy, the place we want to be. It's Fresh Live.
I kind of like the way that South Bendigo are structuring up behind the ball, just having one loose behind the play and trying to switch the ball wherever possible. But Alex Davies has already got 3 intercept marks. He's looking really good down back. But Zimmerman, I put that acid on him earlier. I said he needed to perform 6 touches early here and looks lively.
Alex Davis had a lot of success at Calibre United and the Loddon Valley League before he crossed to South Bendigo. Now McGregor Cameron is in the ruck for the Bloods. He didn't get hands to it though. It was Lockie Watson that did. He tapped it down. Brodie Haddo does well, excavates the footy, gives the forward hand pass to Anthony Zimmerman. They work it forward. Cohen Harker just gets boot to ball inside 50. Good defensive work, though, from Wright. He has Green presenting on the wing. Ball eludes him, and out of bounds she goes. We'll need a boundary throw-in. We've gone almost 10 minutes in this opening term. Just the one goal has been kicked. It is South Bendigo 1-1-7 over Sandhurst behind.
So it'll be Watson and Cameron to do battle. Centre wing position. Broadcast side here. Clears both ruckman, hits the ground. Picked up for the Bloods by Kay, who was tackled straight away in there. We'll get another ball up. Stag busy for the Dragons. Cameron tried to grab it out of the ruck. Missed his handball, just bouncing around like a pinball. Kick, which was smothered there, came from Nitschke. It just goes to the bottom of the pack again, and we'll try for a third time. Samuel Langley in there for the Bloods. Get another ball up. Watson won it down. Hood picked it up for the Dragons. Just fired a 20-metre pass forward. Going back nicely and taking intercept grab will be Nathan Kay.
Good mark.
And he read the flight of the ball and just went back. Knew something might have been coming the other way, but still took the grab, Father Jackson Saunders.
The former Almore coach in the Heathcote District Footy League with those yellow boots goes to half forward. He wanted McGregor Cameron instead. It was intercepted by Caleb Connick. Lachlan Hood combines there across half back with Jonty Davis. He goes across the ground. He wants Henry Edwards. It's a 1-on-1 duel. It's a terrific duel. Zach Zims, though, comes in to lend a hand for South Bendigo. He gets hands to the footy. They get the kick inside 50. A high ball. Frawley, the intended target. He gets the loose ball now at ground level. He'll snap for his second and snap unsuccessfully just to behind. So 1-2-8, the Bloods. Sandhurst behind, thanks to our sponsor Bendigo City Framers. Local footy, the place we want to be. It's Fresh Live.
Frawley looking really dangerous deep early, but I really like the work that Geddes is doing behind the ball. He's only had one touch, but directing traffic.
Wright brings the kick in. He spots a hard-running Pinniger who takes the mark unopposed. Pinniger can run, draw the man, which is Rusbridge, and handball to Mills. Mills can get and go. Sends it down to Fergus Green. He marks it 55 from home. Hard up against the boundary. Broadcast side here at Harry Trott. Green steadies. Kick inside forward 50. Had to be pinpoint perfect. Morris on the second grab. Couldn't quite grab it. Bloods will come through. Will Allen had a leg grabbed and he'll receive a free kick in defensive 50. He quickly gets it and plays on, but the umpire says you have to go back over your mark, and he will have it in defensive 50 for the Bloods.
He does, and
still hasn't gone over his
being
mark.
Very pedantic here, the umpire. So Will Allen will have to go to the back pocket to Nathan Kay again with the wise experience from half back to centre wing. Kick not flash, straight to Lachlan Watson, who played at the Dragons between 2015 and 2017. He was the number 2 ruck to Tim Martin. What a player he was, the 2-time Nicholson medalist. He goes to his skipper, does Watson. Cooper Smith up to full forward. Kay gets back there. He's penalised though, holding the ball. Terrific tackle. And it's Fergus Green, who just is capable of doing everything. He's applied a terrific tackle, and now he can line up for goal from directly in front for the Sandhurst Dragons.
Been a couple of times where he's taken intercept marks down back for Sandhurst in front of Frawley, and now we see him tackling pressure, forward 50 tackle, and a shot on goal 25 out straight in front.
Fergus Green to bring the Dragons to within a point at the 13-minute mark of this opening quarter. Directly in front, more or less. He has nailed it. A goal to the Dragons. Fergus Green has their first for the afternoon. They're 1-1-7. South Bendigo a 1-2-8. Score sponsor Don Smallgoods is Don is good. Local footy, the place we want to be. It's Fresh Live.
Sandhurst needed that one. Almost 15 minutes gone, and that's their first goal. Kicking with the breeze. South have definitely had the ascendancy so far in this game, but we saw earlier in the year with Eagle Hawk and Sandhurst, it took them a little while to get going, but once they hit their straps, they were flying.
So we'll go back into the middle here. Good game of footy at the moment. It's really going end to end, Mick.
Yeah, it is. It's a good game of footy. Yep.
Good contest here. We'll go up in the ruck for the Dragons. It was knocked down. It was Connor Sexton in there. He couldn't win it. Spills out to Hare. Hare gives it off to Templeton. Templeton's able to find a way through. Sends it up towards St Arthur. Zimmerman did everything but take the mark, but it bounced favourably for the Bloods. Picked up by Davis. He'll handball it. Missed its target. Island into the middle of the ground. Finds Hood. Hood's handball was smothered, but he's able to get it back. He almost playing a little bit of basketball there. He paddled it up to himself. Sent it inside forward 50 for Maxted. A bit shallow. Dragons will go inside forward 50 here. Charlie Robson tracks after the footy. Dragons will be doing everything they can to keep this ball going, and they're unable to do so. And results to a ball up. Right hand forward pocket. Sandhurst in attack. Maxted's going up in the ruck inside forward against Matt Cameron. Cameron was able to win it down, had a little bit of a height advantage, but Maxted was good at ground level, and then he was caught high, so he receives a free kick, quickly plays on, sends the ball to the top of the goal square. No mark taken there for Tom Campbell, off hands, out of bounds on the opposite side. We'll get a boundary throw in left-hand forward pocket at Harry Trott Oval, the Neil Street end of the ground, which is the end the Sandhurst Dragons are attacking in this opening quarter.
The voice of Cameron Power there, local footy, the place you want to be. It's fresh live. Lots inside the tight forward 50 for Sandhurst. No one got hands from the ruck contest. Ball spilled to the back of the pack, into the path of Tom Templeton, who sent a 60-metre kick inside attacking 50. Jackson Howard has got the job on Frawley. Got the footy back, though, for the Dragons. To half-back, Henry Edwards. An effective pass goes to centre wing. And it's in the arms of Darcy Mills, who goes to half-forward. High ball, fisted away from Kobe Maxted. Follows up with a hand pass, ineffective. Zach Sims gets in the way for the Bloods. They concede territory. Zach Hare clears and does well. And he's spotted a teammate across half-back for the Bloods as they'll look to clear across half-back.
They will. They just slow things down a little bit here, the Bloods, before sending the kick down the line. Cameron couldn't take the mark. It spills to the back where Smith-Rolfe gets it. He fires a 20-metre handball forward to Fallon, who just dropped it at the pivotal second. Picked up for Sandhurst. They clear the kick out of there. It goes up towards centre wing position. Maxted couldn't quite get it. Davies did well for the Bloods. He missed his intended target, which allowed Morris to pick up the footy on his right. Sends it in. Campbell's got a bit of separation. Tries to take the mark above his head. He was chopped as he got it. Maxted claims the advantage. Kicks a point.
You'd be dirty if you were Campbell there. Earned the free kick, and his teammate there just picks the ball up, hurried shot on goal, and instead of a set shot 25 metres out straight in front, he's kicked a point around his body, and now South Bendigo have a chance to reset.
Scores tied 1-8 apiece in the opening quarter. We approach quarter time. Score sponsor Bendigo City Framers.
Jasper Langley with the kicking duties for South Bendigo goes to Nathan Kay. His kick is smothered spectacularly by Jacob Austin of Sandhurst. A wonderful 1%er.
Yeah, definitely. That's the stuff you'd want to see. Bryce Curnow, the coach of Sandhurst, really wants to enforce those 1%ers in the forward line, but almost feels like wind's picking up here, Father Jackson.
I think so, Mick. Ball's tossed back in. I've just put my sunglasses in that case to protect Evans Bright here. McGregor Cameron has knocked it down. Mind you, I'm opting for the binoculars at the moment. And in those pink boots, across half back, the South player does very well. Hayden Geddes, he'll go across the ground. He wants Zach Hare, the co-captain of South Bendigo. He just hits the pause button and assesses options.
Sandhurst have done a good job protecting this switch.
Very much so. Now to Alex Davis, and they've conceded territory here. He'll chip it over the top to Hayden Geddes, barely the 15. Umpire said play on, by hand to Davis. A quick kick up to centre wing to space. Jake Rusbridge, clever, just knocked it forward, knowing that he'd be tackled. But in front of him was Will Pinniger from Sandhurst, who was happy to guide the ball over the boundary line for a stoppage. Centre wing, broadcast side.
Massive crowd in attendance here at Harry Trott Oval for this one in perfect conditions on your Saturday afternoon. Be a throw in. One down, Sexton. Advantage of Green. Tried to get a little boot to it, couldn't quite. They fire through there. Robinson couldn't take it. And then holding the ball, free kick's been pulled against Harker. So it'll be Robinson that receives the free kick. Centre wing position right in front of our broadcast. Sends it up to Maxted. Got a bit of separation. Tried to mark it at the highest point. English stole it. And then he's tackled straight away for a repeat ball up. And there's a little bit of feeling in this game at the moment, Mick Delaney.
Yeah, there is. What's the name of this umpire, Cameron? I really like him.
He's taken charge. Carter, who's one of the younger umpires.
He's taken charge early. He's really good.
I think he might have even been named umpire of the year last year.
Yeah, okay.
Young Carter, terrific job. Son of the great Gavin Carter as well. Sent inside forward 50 by Robson. Maxted couldn't take the mark. Bloods have got Kay, who can rove it. He'll send it out wide. They'll go towards, well, it's almost going to be a kick for you. Oh, Will Lee's in the back of our truck. It'll be a free kick, and be Pinniger right in front of us to take the possession. Father Jackson Saunders.
It is Delaney with his first stat of the day, although it would have been classed as an illegal throw, as he quickly got it to Will Pillinger from our broadcast truck. Delaney doing everything, commentary and footy work as well. And Pinniger has gone inside to Tom Campbell, the former Wedderburn Redback, and he will line up for goal from 45 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
Yeah, if you were playing Supercoach, you're definitely not trading me into your team after that possession. But Tom Campbell with the wind, 45 out, good skills. I'd expect him to kick this.
For his 8th of the season, you've heard the prediction from Mick Delaney, and Tom Campbell, the accuracy was there but not the distance. It was touched on the line and just a minor behind. 139 Sandhurst, South Bendigo 128, and in this opening term we've played 20 minutes.
They've just wasted a couple of opportunities, the Bloods. It'll be brought back inside by Hare. Wonder if Hare... I really like the fact that Hare and Haddo, they commit to the long sleeves every week, and even on a day like today, they still wear them. So if you're going to be a long sleever, you have to wear it all year round, in my opinion. That's what they do. Bloods clear it out of the fence. Intercept mark for Connick. Ball back to where it started from Pinninger before he sent that lovely ball inside forward 50. Short pass goes to that man I just mentioned in Pinninger. He handballs forward to Morris. Morris can steady. In fact, it's Jack Keating. Keating's kick went straight to the Bloods, and they'll turn it over. It'll be Haddo. Handball out wide to Langley, who'll clear it out of defence. Kick down the line. Should favour Sandhurst here in young Howard. Howard's able to collect. He'll swing it out wide towards Ireland. Bounces a little bit further than him, though, in the direction of Henry Edwards, and they're going to go out of bounds.
Langley's been really good so far, Cameron. Really good. Whether it's his one-on-one work with Maxted down forward, or whether it's running the ball out of D50 and hitting up targets, he had no options to go to there, and they've got a ball inside their forward 50.
We'll throw to Stephen Vivort shortly down on the boundary at our next stoppage. Boundary throw-in. It's a ruck contest. It's scrappy. We'll head to the boundary. What are the conditions like down at ground level?
Yeah, the wind's just starting to change direction a bit. It's probably more heading towards the cricket nets end now, I'd say.
Frawley taps it down beautifully in the ruck contest for the Bloods. Snap around the body came from Sims and out of bounds in the right forward pocket. We'll need a boundary throw in. Progress scores in other games at Strathfield say by 25 points over Broadford. Gisborne by 3 points against Eagle Hawk, and Golden Square by 10 points against Kangaroo Flat. Golden Square looking for their 49th win in a row, according to Luke West today, against the Roos.
It's against Kangaroo Flat. Been a long time since they have beaten them. Today might have to be a chance for them, potentially off the back of a win for them last week. Bouncing ball at the back here for the Bloods. It's Langley, which is the Jasper Langley. 2 Langleys out there for the Bloods, Jasper and Samuel. Free kick's been pulled here, is it? Or are we going to get a ball up? No, we're going to get a ball up. Right on the defensive side of 50 if you're a Sandhurst supporter. Attacking 50 if it's for the Bloods. Haddo got it. Handball backwards. Just missed its intended target. Dragons able to emerge with a footy. Keating picks it up. Sends it up towards Maxted. Caught behind, but he was able to get to the back. Good defence from the Bloods. They work it well in a 2-on-1. James Davies gets Maxted under it, which allowed Davies. Allen gives it off to Geddes, whose kick was smothered right in front of us by Jack Keating, who's also been good in this opening quarter. Mick Delaney.
Yeah, the scoreboard doesn't really tell you how good this first quarter's been. It's a bloody hot footy camp.
In more ways than one. I'm just in a shirt. It's about 20 degrees and it's hot as far as the weather's concerned for this late autumn day. A couple of weeks away from winter, but hot, more importantly, out on the field. Bound
had to check that you had your pants on there, Jacko, when you said you've just got a shirt on.
Too much information, Cameron. Ball's thrown up in the ruck contest. Callum Crisp taps it down. It's ground level. Who can get their head over the footy first? Wanting it is Will Pinninger. Inside 50 with the kick. It's scrappy at the moment. Nick Stagg, tremendous with the tackle. Ball spills out though for South Bendigo. Kay wants Sims close to the boundary line. They do well. Haddo is tackled. Perhaps will be penalised. He is holding the ball, and the kick will go to Jonty Davis. The 3-time wrong premiership player chips it inside 50, and the mark has been taken by Tom Campbell. Cheerio to his grandmother Kath, an avid listener of local footy, the place we want to be. It's Fresh Live. Hand pass by Campbell to Jack Keating, who goes long from 55 but misses to the near side, and a behind. Opportunity goes begging. 1-4-10. 1-2-8 South Bendigo. 24 minutes gone. Our score sponsor is Jason Westcott Builder, and here's Mick Delaney.
I'd say for the rest of the quarter here, there's only been 2 goals kicked, so there's probably only a couple of minutes left. Be about possession footy now for South Bendigo, just looking to hold on to it, lower the eyes going forward, and maybe sneaking one late.
That wind almost coming across the ground based on the last 2 shots at goal as well, pulling towards the left. So the Bloods have got it in defence. They'll clear it up out of there. Mark is taken. Jack English, who takes the mark. In the pinky coloured boots is Jack English, of course the former Sandhurst Dragon, now a South Bendigo Blood. On the right, played every game this year in the seniors for South Bendigo, down towards a teammate who couldn't quite take the mark. And of course I mentioned that he's played every game this year as he was in and out of the Sandhurst side last year. They work it forward, all bouncing around at the bottom of the pack. Eventually it's handballed out by Haddo. Haddo got off to Templeton, his kick was smothered, which then spills back into the congestion. As a result of that smother, Father Jackson Saunders will have a ball up.
Yes, 75 metres out from goal in front of the Sandhurst dugout. Ruck contest, arms and bodies and feet clamour over the footy. No one gets clean use of it though, and it's just worked its way to about 48 metres out from South Bendigo's goal. They're going to the cricket net. Sam McGregor, Cameron got hands to it in the ruck contest. Haddo there lurking too. Can hardly see the footy, there's so many around it presently. Eventually the field umpire blows his whistle and gives it to Nick Stagg. That's no surprise. He's 36 this year, and Stagg is still putting his head over the footy like he has throughout his amazing Bendigo Footy League career.
They'll swing it out wide now, the Dragons. Island will be the target. Just holds up in the breeze. He's able to take the mark. Hareman's the mark. Centre wing position, broadcast side. Short pass Pinniger. He's been busy early. Can handball off. Decides not to. Player running past there was Henry Edwards. Decides to kick it. And his kicking's been good, but Campbell came in. I just wonder if Tom Campbell had been called out of it. It might have landed on the chest of Wilson Butler.
Yeah, lack of talk there.
But probably not Tom Campbell's fault. He's the forward that's going to go for those ones unless he's called out of it.
Yeah, you're always going to call the man that's in front back into the ball, so they'll be better for that.
Be disappointed there, Wilson Butler. Throw in. Knocked down. Connick couldn't take it cleanly. Flooded out some sort of handball. Morris picked it up, handballed it to the space. The space will be back there for Langley. Langley taps it backwards, missed his target. Picked up by Morris. He'll send it to the top. Maxted gets some separation and takes the mark. 15 out directly in front. In fact, it's actually not Maxted. It's actually the ruckman in Connor Sexton who's taken it. 15 out directly in front.
Disappointing from South Bendigo there. Loose ball on the ground, and the South Bendigo player, I believe it was Haddo, just tapped the ball back centrally into the path of a Sandhurst player, then laced out Connor Sexton.
I apologise to Sexton as he'll kick an important goal right after... Oh no, he's missed it.
Oh dear.
Well, that summarises the opening quarter if you're a Sandhurst Dragons supporter. A very disappointing quarter. In terms of what they put on the scoreboard, it is quarter time. The Dragons won 5-11 to South Bendigo, 1 goal to 8 here at Harry Trott. Oh, well, Mick Delaney, they have...
To Sandhurst at the commencement of this second term. Sandhurst and South Bendigo on local footy, the place we want to be. It's Fresh Live. Here's Cam Power.
To get us underway in the second quarter, it's taken away by Hood for the Dragons. He'll send it up towards the top of the 50 here. Bounces favourably for Pinniger. Pinniger out wide to Davies. Davies will snap around his body on his right in the angle. Maxted's got to work in a one-on-one contest. Terrific grab by Will Allen. Strong. He takes the mark. Kick not so good though, but it might work out okay for Templeton, who's able to pick it up. Handballs off to Harker. Harker's kick was smothered, so the Dragons work it out to Connick. Connick goes back into danger. He backs himself. Wires one inside forward 50. The kick was rather shallow, and Will Allen gets his second intercept mark of the quarter, and he'll switch it wide for the Bloods.
To Alex Davis. Goes to the clubroom side. Hayden Geddes. Quick hand pass over the top. Wanted Zach Hare, but instead found about half a dozen kids in front of the umpire's dugout. True centre wing position. Great to see the young South Bendigo supporters, perhaps 7 or 8 of them, looking no older than 5 years old, right there on the boundary supporting their beloved Bloods. Players out on the park. Ball's thrown back in from the boundary throw, and terrific tackle applied by Lockie Hood. Saw the ball wrapped up in a stoppage, and that clubroom spectacle is a delight to see at the moment. Every row on the concrete is packed with people. There'd be at least 100 standing in front of the clubrooms there this afternoon. Nick Stagg again leading the way on this Graham Wright Memorial Cup. Helps to get it to Caleb Connick. Hand pass goes astray. Callum Crisp. Hand pass not so good. But fortuitously, Anthony Zimmerman runs onto the loose ball. He spears it to centre half for James Frawley. Stood tall. Good work from Oliver Morris for Sandhurst. Helps to get the footy the way of his side. And it's with that man for Sandhurst in Darcy Mills, who goes to Fergus Green. He sends it goalward long towards the left-hand side and just a behind.
Good work here by Will Allen early on too. Usually when you're a defender, you're taught to punch first and mark second, but he's already taken 2 intercept marks this quarter.
Looking at the Sandhurst bench, it looks like Cooper Smith might be in the hands of the trainers. They've
That's
got
not
three
what you
other.
wanna
They've got
see.
3 others on the bench, so one to keep an eye on there. To potentially, but Cooper Smith looking to be in the hands of the trainers, so we'll keep an eye on that one. Horbury swings the kick out of defence. It didn't make the distance for Harker, and it was intercepted by Fergus Green, who runs to the races, steps inside 50, sends it to the top of the goal square. It's punched through by Tom Campbell, but Geddes read it well. Fires it out wide to Hare, back to Geddes. Geddes gets it and kicks, but he might have stepped over the boundary line, and we'll get a throw in. Just trying to tape the boundary, and he was unable to keep it in. We'll get a boundary throw in.
We will indeed. Last weekend, Sandhurst had a big win against Kangaroo Flat, a 93-point win. Ball to be tossed back in. It's inside Sandhurst's attack at the moment. Front position, Callum Chris defeated in the ruck contest Connor Sexton. No one could get the footy at ground level, though. It was quickly wrapped up by Nathan Horbury as he got hands onto it. He was tackled. Ball's thrown up. Tapped down by Sexton, straight into the path of Sandhurst. Jonty Davis, who has a shot at goal but misses to the right-hand side. Another behind, a couple in the last couple of minutes. 1-7-13, the Dragons. The visitors lead by 5 points. South Bendigo 1-8. Local footy, the place we want to be. It's Fresh Live. Our score sponsor is Parsons Towing.
Jonty Davis running into an open goal there, and the chase down pressure by, was it Haddo, caused that kick just to go to the right of the goals and through for a point.
Quarter time at the Heathcote League, North Bendigo 3-6-24, Mount Pleasant 2-2-14, and it is Lockington Bromore United 2 goals 5 to Huntley 0 goals 2 as the Bloods bring the kick in, and they'll mark it on centre wing position here in the hands of Sam Langley. Langley chipped further, kick forward, well read for the Dragons. I like to look at this young man, Jacob Austin, who's doing a terrific job. He takes the mark, he rose quickly up towards Campbell, who takes the mark. In fact, that one's Maxted. So Maxted got it in front of Campbell and took the mark. So he's 55 out from goal. And he's going to back himself for a chance here, Mick Delaney. Big kick against the Breezes, this one.
Yeah, he does have a big leg on him though, Maxted. So it'd be interesting to see how the wind affects this one. But yeah, quality player is Maxted.
There is one player I would back in to slot it. It would be Kobe Maxted from 55 to the right. He's got the distance, no worries at all. The accuracy is about 10 metres off and it's out of bounds on the full. Steve Navort down at ground level's got a possible update from the Sandhurst camp.
Yep, Sandhurst captain Cooper Smith's out of the game with a quad injury.
There you go, Mick. I did say that he was in the hands of the trainers, so no
take a
Cooper
trip.
Smith.
Well, that's a blow. He returned today from a punctured lung, now quad injury. He'll be bitterly disappointed. His parents, Belinda and Matt Smith, touring Europe at the moment too, as the kick goes to centre wing.
Oh, we've just lost our European listeners then.
Yes, that's right. They might be tuned in. Lots do tune in overseas, that's for sure, as Darcy Mills took the free kick, but it will have to come back now to Liam Island across half-back. Almost every player in one half of the ground. Mind you, it is small Harry Trott Oval, as Connick goes across the ground for Will Pinninger. He opts to go to centre wing. Clubroom side, Zach Hare was caught high in the mark in contest. So he gets it inside 50 with a long ball. He wants James Frawley. Good work in defence from Liam Island. Little toe poke comes across the ground. Chance here for Samuel Langley. He'll snap around his body and kick the Blood second. So Samuel Langley sees South Bendigo advance their score to 2-2-14 over Sandhurst. 1-7-13. Local footy, the place we want to be. It is Fresh Live. Score sponsor Jason Westcott Builder.
Sandhurst 7 players there, South Bendigo 2, but yet South Bendigo was still able to get the goal there through Langley. They'll be bitterly disappointed, Sandhurst, that they weren't able to clear there. But interestingly, Stagg was just getting some work in the middle of the ground on a knee, so close watch there, Father Jackson.
I'm disappointed the Dragons to concede that one, as you mentioned, Mick. You just, when you've got the wind against you, you've got to be able to adjust and just take those moments. Bloods will get it out of the middle. Haddo handballs off. Templeton emerges with the footy, fires it into the top of the goal square. Matt Cameron in the contest, couldn't quite take the mark, spills to the ground. Lockie Wright fed out a handball, just fumbling it a little bit here at the Dragons though. It's McNamara in there. Bloods will go goalwards. It's a bouncing footy and it's taken through for a minor score by Jacob Austin.
That was good there by Jacob Austin, just getting to the last line of defence and rushing that one through.
Jack Keating, Breeze has picked up. Sun behind the clouds at the moment too. Big kick. Maxted on the defensive side of centre wing. Sweeps the hand pass forward to Darcy Mills right in front of us, and we'll have a boundary throw-in. Broadcast side of the ground, it's tight, isn't it, here at Harry Trott Oval? South Bendigo 2-3-15. They lead Sandhurst 1-7-13 in this second term. Local footy, the place we want to be. Here's Cameron Power on Fresh Live.
Ball in right in front of us, broadcast position. Chris double tap down. Templeton tracked after it, lost it. Hood picked it up for the Dragons. Handball's out in front of Stagg. Stagg will have to kick before he's bounced up on by Crisp. He just bounces it forward and bounces over the head of Maxted and Will Allen. Looks like that's the matchup for Will Allen. Mick playing on Kobe Maxted.
I like it. Will Allen shown a bit, and Maxted is one of the premier forwards of the competition. One to watch.
Good battle for two of the youngsters in the competition to go at it. Two of the better youngsters as well. Looking forward to seeing Kobe Maxted in action for the interleague team next weekend as well. He's definitely in the squad. And free kick out of the contest will go the way of the Dragons. So Lockie Watson on the left. It was rather awkward. It swings around in the breeze. Punched away, but it spills out there. No one able to take clean possession until Haddo comes through. He's clean. Clears the kick out of defence. And well, there was two Dragons there, but he's happy to see it bounce over the boundary line. I think so Sandhurst can't reload and send it back inside forward 50.
Smart kick that. Didn't get pinned for deliberate out of bounds, but just put enough Irish on it for it to go out of bounds there, Cameron.
Bloods leading by 2 points. 2-3-15 to Sandhurst 1-7-13.
70 metres away from the Sandhurst goal. Boundary throw-in. Cohen Harker paddles it to his own advantage. Hand pass went to Brody Haddo, but he lost it. Harker got it back by hand to Nathan Kay. Kick up the corridor to centre half forward. Josh Nitsky dropped the mark he could have taken. Alexander Smith gets the footy. Has Nitsky, also has Haddo. Goes to him in the long sleeves. Directs the kick it toward the pocket, and he's found Samuel Langley, who so far is the only goal kicker in this second term. And he's an opportunity to line up from 30 metres out, hard up against the boundary line. Netball Port's pocket.
Be interesting to see what happens here. It looked as though the boundary umpire was going to call out of bounds on the full, but the main umpire's overridden him and given the mark to Langley.
Certainly looked like a mark within the field of play, but we are from a more distant locality. He will kick for the Bloods. Third of the afternoon. Frawley and himself the only goal kickers so far for the home side. Kick goes across the face. It's 5 metres out from goal. Neil Street end. Lockie Hood with his head over the football. Tackled there is Anthony Zimmerman, and we'll have a ball up right on the goal line for the Bloods. Deep into attack, Neil Street end.
They're all in the goal square here. Cameron goes up, tried to grab it out of the ruck, and he just couldn't quite get boot. The ball goes through for a minor score. So South Bendigo increasing their tally here in behinds there, trailing 1-7, or they're leading 2-4-16 to the Dragons 1-1-7. So they'll bring the short pass into Ireland. Ireland will then go over the top to Mills, who's got some space. Calling for it down the line will be Edwards. The kick will get to him. He takes the mark. He has centre wing. Opens up the corridor. Looks for Connick. Kick was good. Connick marks it on the paint of 50. Almost directly in front. Tough kick here. We've seen what Maxted did from a similar position before, and he managed to get the distance okay, but the wind is certainly swirling down there, Stephen Navort.
Yeah, wind is certainly swirling. It is definitely going towards the cricket net's end of the ground. Clouds are also starting to roll in. I've had a quick look at the radar as well. Says no rain's on the way.
Certainly dropping in temperature at the moment here. Connick comes in from 55. He starts it way out left. It swings back right to the goal line. Has it carried? No. Minor score rushed through by the Bloods.
Will Allen kicks in and finds Brody Haddo. Steve Revort, not only our boundary rider but also our weather meteorologist this afternoon, doing a fine job on the boundary. Local footy, the place you want to be. It's Fresh Live. Brody Haddo shows some candy. He kicks to centre wing. Wanted James Davis. Got hands to it, but couldn't pluck the grab. He'll be disappointed with that. And we'll have a boundary throw. It was aided to the boundary line by Jack Keating. for the Dragons. So perfect position, Cam, for you to pick up the call. Cameron Power, local footy, the place you want to be. It's fresh live right in front of our broadcast truck.
Young boundary umpire throws the ball back in, thanks to Power Country Express as well for our truck this afternoon, where we find ourselves here at Harry Trott. Nitschke tries to emerge with it. Handball into the middle of the ground to Harker. Just got boot to ball, but went backwards. They still bounce around. Nitschke 1-2, fed off the tackle, was taken strongly in the second, and has had to be holding the ball. And getting the free kick will be Robinson. Robinson looks to quickly play on. Umpire says you've got to go back over your line, I can assume there. He chips it out wide. Edwards takes the mark. He'll look to reload for the Dragons. 65 from home. Green presents. He goes longer to the top of the goal square. Didn't quite get the kick he needed. Maxted. English will take possession at ground level for the Blood. Steps around. Chips the ball out of defence. Finds a teammate. And they're just going to have to slow things down here south. Sandhurst well organised behind the footy. They'll send it down the line. Good mark taken here for the Bloods from Fallon. Fallon gets it, works it in the middle of the ground. Zimmerman's out if the ball gets to the back here. It doesn't quite. And Mills will take it for the Dragons. In fact, it's Keating, I should say. He swirls it out wide. Long way from home. There was Sexton. South send it inside forward 50. Lockie Wright takes the intercept mark. He's told to play on quickly, but he does well to find a teammate in Jonty Davis.
He does. Jonty Davis over the top once. Nick Stagg, the veteran. Hand pass is good to Caleb Connick. Some would say he's in Mickelson medal form. Stagg exceptional. Got the hand pass back to the run of Darcy Mills. Kick deep inside 50. Opportunities galore. Toe poke from Oliver Morris toward goal, but to the right hand side. And a behind. They've wasted opportunities. 1-8-14 are Sandhurst. South Bendigo 2-4-16. Stephen Vavort down on the boundary. You're keeping a close eye on things, and the tempo is intense.
Yeah, the tempo is certainly intense. Game being played between the arcs at the moment.
At that point, adds their total to 1-9 here as the kick comes out. Geddes will mark for the Bloods. It was Horbury that delivered the kick. He'll get it back, or in fact, it actually went for Haddo, who had to then get it. He was tackled, gave it to Horbury. Horbury put his teammate under all sorts of pressure, but he's able to work it backwards to a teammate. They'll clear it down the line. Well presented. Davis couldn't quite take the mark. Off hands. Dragons. Connick wheels the kick up towards Fergus Green. Good mark, floating in front of him and taking a terrific intercept grab. That'd have to be about his third or fourth for the quarter, Will Allen.
He's been great so far in this contest for the home side. Over the top to Brody Haddo, 4-time best and fairest winner for the Bloods. He's kicked 8 goals this season. All of a sudden has nowhere to go really, so he's forced to retreat. Goes to Will Allen in those blue boots. He wants Hayden Geddes. So Sandhurst have certainly worked a bit of a press as they go to Nathan Horbury. The former Bloods coach played a bit of footy at Noosa in the Quaffle 2 across the ground, finds Jake Rusbridge. So it's patient footy at the moment, Mick Delaney, as they try to work it out, South Bendigo.
Patient by South Bendigo, but really good zoning off by Sandhurst behind the ball.
It is. Look at Edwards there. He went off and just guarded some space, which forced the kick to go a little bit longer than what they would have liked, and it's an intercept mark for Wright. So Wright's got it for the Dragons. We'll go back into the defensive 50 where he'll find a teammate in Edwards, who's been busy in the last few minutes. Henry Edwards. Not a lot to move forward. Both teams set up very well. Forced to dump it down the line. You might be on for another possession here, Mick. The kick goes out of bounds on the full. Will Allen was tracking after it, and there it is. John Hunter takes possession of the footy over the fence and tried to run away with the footy. Will Allen having absolutely none of that, saying, hurry up and give me the footy, Johnny. So Allen gets the footy. Short pass good. Templeton just couldn't quite take a swirling ball. Was tackled by Robinson. Forced to turn over to Hood. Hood goes back to Connick. Connick accelerates. Misses his handball to Robinson. Bloods turn it over. Sims. Templeton. Cameron. Nitschke. And then he's tackled by Lockie Hood. Will have a ball up.
The smile on John Hunter's face then. Cameron was like he just won $1 million. It was great to see. Ball to be thrown up in front of the scoreboard. McGregor Cameron slaps it down for the Bloods. After a Tom Templeton on hands and knees did well. Back to McGregor Cameron. Quick hand pass. Great tackle from Jack Keating on Brody Haddo. Ensured that he went nowhere. And we'll have a ball up 55 metres out from Sandhurst goal. McGregor Cameron taps it down. Now Rusbridge kicks inside 50 for the Bloods.
Good
mark
grab.
has been taken by James Frawley. It was a great grab. What did you like about it, Mick Delaney?
Just the way that the ball was put into space, Father Jackson. So it's not put on anyone's head or kicking directly to a contest. It was kicked into space, and it allowed the South Bendigo players to run into that space and have a clean crack at the ball.
Looking for his 9th goal of the season, James Frawley in the Bendigo Football League. His highest tally was 5 against Strathfield Say in South Bendigo's impressive performance against the Storm. Off the right boot, James Frawley, the former AFL player, 20 metres out, surely can't miss. He's got it. Straight through, and you can hear through our effects mic the Bloods faithful applauding. James Frawley has South Bendigo's 3rd, and they advance their tally to 3 goals for 22 over Sandhurst, who are 1-9 here on Local Footy, the place we want to be. It's Fresh Live.
Again, Sandhurst are probably had the better of the play, but it's just accurate kicking at the moment, which is leading South Bendigo being in front, Cameron.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of the Eagle Hawk Anzac Day game about it, with the way Eagle Hawk were on top, and they missed a lot of chances in their game as well, Mick. So Bloods are forcing them to have some pretty tough shots, though, I'd imagine. They were real straight out of the middle. Nitschke rolls straight out of the middle, goes goalwards, and just misses. That would have been some goal from the captain of the Bloods, but it's a minor. They now move to 3-5-23. The Dragons 1-9-15.
8 points is the lead. Ball to be brought back in for Sandhurst from Hamish McNamara. Long kick up to half back. Now it bounces to centre wing. Head over the football is Jacob Alston. Ball eludes him. And we'll need to have a ball up and some frenetic cheering there on the outer side. Graham Wright, Memorial Cup Day. He had a long legacy at South Bendigo, over 25 years as a captain, coach, and as a long-standing committee member. Highly respected. This day has been in existence since 1998, the first Graham Wright Memorial Cup. Each winner has been etched on the trophy ever since. Callum Chris took the free kick on centre wing, went to half forward. McGregor Cameron wanted it. And again a stoppage, another ball up. We'll see if you can clear it, Cam. Across right half forward for the Bloods.
Bit of ball up. Spills to the bottom of the pack. No one able to get any clean possession, as mentioned. Zimmerman fires a handball forward. Geddes tracks after it, keeps it in, finds Langley. Langley goes inboard to Harker. Harker then goes to Kay. Through the centre they go, the Bloods. Kay's kick inside forward 50 was rather shallow. Dragons will knock it out wide in the direction here of young Henry Edwards. He's got to beat Zach Hare, a big ask. And in the end, Hare's happy to see it across the boundary line, which I think is a really good accolade for Edwards coming up against the much more experienced Zach Hare. Hare thought he could only win out by going over the boundary line there, Mick.
Yeah, it's 1-1s all over the ground at the moment, isn't it? And 8 points of margin. This has got a real finals feel to it, this first half so far.
Terrific contest, really good game of footy. 19 and a half played in the quarter. Templeton picks it up cleanly. On his left, nice looking kick into James Frawley. That is a magnificent kick from Tom Templeton, and he shows his class. Just the way he picked it up above his ankle so cleanly and was able to find the kick there.
That is the reason why he is seen amongst the elite midfielders in the competition. Genuine 50-50 ball, bumped off the Sandhurst player, picked it up on the left, took a few steps and laced it out on the left, 35, straight into the outreached arms of James Frawley, who's looking for his 3rd.
So he's got 2. James Frawley, left-hand forward pocket, the Neil Street end of the ground. Tough kick from here, 25 out, slightly to the left of goal. On the right, starts at left, doesn't come back at all, through for a minor score. So a bit of a let-off there for the Dragons. And South Bendigo progress their score, 3-5-23 to Sandhurst 1-9-15. Score sponsor, Bendigo City Framers.
Hamish McNamara assesses options for Sandhurst, and we'll send it to the broadcast side. He wants the big man in Tom Campbell, and ball escapes him and out of bounds again. So we'll have a boundary throw in right in front of our broadcast position. Great day for footy. A score in the Loddon Valley Football League. It's Inglewood 8-3-51, leading Calaval yet to score. That game being played at Inglewood. Inglewood started their season with 3 losses, but most likely will be 3-3 at the conclusion of today's round of footy. Right in front of us, boundary throw-in Good tackle applied by Lachlan Watson.
I think you just missed the highlight there, Jack.
On Josh Nitsky, and we'll have a ball up. What did you see, Cam?
Johnny Hunter's had his first touch. It was
Second touch,
and he's going at 100% so far today.
Hand pass over the top from Fergus Green. Wants Lockie Hood. Now Caleb Connick. He's got it. 2 kicks out from goal. Directs the kick to the half forward flank. It's with Tom Campbell, who has it right half forward towards the cricket net's ends for Sandhurst, the end to which they attack in this second term. He does the Matthew Lloyd throw of the grass, so it's a 9-point advantage to South Bendigo at present. 22 minutes gone in this second term. Sandhurst have not goal since the 13-minute mark of the opening term through Fergus Green. To the teeth of goal, it'll be off hands and through for a behind. They have squandered chances, that's for sure. Sandhurst 1-10-16. They trail South Bendigo 3-6-24. Score sponsor Don Smallgoods. Is Don is good.
He brought back into play by Geddes. Mark taken short by Langley. That's Jasper Langley. Right hand forward pocket. We heard that in the special effects mic from Johnny Hunter there. More kicks than when he was playing is what he said. We're going to throw in across the far wing. So they've done well here just to neutralise the game a little bit here. The Bloods haven't been able to let Sandhurst convert their opportunities. Throw in. Knocked down. Picked up by Crisp. They get the handball out wide. It's taken by the Bloods inside forward 50 Nitschke. It falls to Smith-Rolfe after a good contest. He can steady. Goes looking for Frawley, but it was well read by the Dragons youngster there in Howard, who takes the intercept mark on the goal line. Quickly plays on. Long kick out of defence. It should hold up for Lockie Hood. Couldn't quite take the mark. Spills to the ground. Langley was pounced upon as soon as he grabbed the footy. Then he just fell on it. He might find himself in a bit of trouble here. Umpire Carter gives him the benefit of the doubt. A ball up, 60 out from goal.
Ball will be thrown up right in front of us. So it's been a long time between drinks for Sandhurst. I'll get the exact minutes for you in a moment between goals for them, as Connick applies a terrific tackle on South Bendigo's Tom Templeton. We will have a ball up. So it's been 36 minutes between goals for Sandhurst. Their last goal was from Fergus Green. Could they get one here? The man of the moment. He sends it to the top of the goal square. It could even bounce the whole way. Fergus Green from 60. You won't believe it. He's goal from nowhere. Come at the moment. Come at the man. Fergus Green, take a bow. 2-10-22. The first goal in 36 minutes for the Dragons. That brings them to within 2 points. South Bendigo 3-6-24. Local footy, the place we want to be. Here's Mick Delaney.
Just a result of getting the ball out in space, isn't it? And putting the ball in the hands of one of your premier ball users in Fergus Green. Took a bounce, ran his distance, and then dribbled through a nice goal from 55. Interestingly enough, Cam Power saw Sandhurst just put up the old Dragon sign up on the bench. I reckon we're into red time.
Yeah, so they run a green and a red Dragon down there. I'm assuming one means goal and one means stop, but it might be the opposite to throw the opposition. Who knows? Bloods will send it inside forward 50 from Fallon. Frawley goes back, couldn't take the mark, spills to the front of him. Langley's handball out towards Hare. Hare then gives it off to Frawley. Frawley will go up against the boundary, tried to take on the tackle, still opened up the angle, snapped it towards goal. Dragons will tap it through for a minor score, but in fact the score won't count because it'll be a free kick for some interference, so it'll be taken by Howard. In fact, it's Ireland, I should say. He chips the short pass to Pinniger in defence for Sandhurst. Netball court side of the ground here. Pinniger then goes down the line. Kick carries over everyone's head, goes out of bounds for a boundary throw in. But there might be a free kick down the field. Or is it coming back to where it come from? Mick, what did we see?
I'm not too sure. I missed that one, Cameron.
Free kick.
Sandhurst free kick, Tom Campbell. Sends it down the line. Cameron couldn't take the mark. It was well roved by Stagg. He'll send it inside forward 50. Hare's been a one-on-one contest with Green. Hare did well, and Green got him in the tackle. Spills out wide, picked up for the Dragons. They go to Robinson. Robinson's handball missed its target. It was Jonty Davis that gave it to Robinson. Bloods clear it out. It now works its way up towards centre half forward. It's picked up cleanly here by Sims. Sims goes goalwards, and he puts it right across the face, and it's actually gone out of bounds on the full. That's a rather disappointing result. We'd rather it go out of bounds than on the full there.
He had no one in front of him, barred the one Sandhurst player who was on the hip of James Frawley. He could have taken a couple of bounces and run into an open goal there.
Free kick to be taken from the back pocket for Sandhurst in defence. They'll look to work it out of the defensive zone. Lockie Hood is one of the players that wants it. Instead, they're going to go longer. Was Lachlan Wright. The kick came from Hamish McNamara. Will have a boundary throw in. Scoreboard reads South Bendigo 3-6-24 over Sandhurst 2-10-22. 26, almost 27 minutes gone in this second term. Approaching the major break. Local footy, the place we want to be. It's fresh live. Tom Templeton feeds the hand pass out. Got it to Jack Fallon. Hand pass from the co-coach to Brodie Haddo. Sidesteps a would-be tackler. Kick inside 50. Went about 50 metres. Cohen Harker got hands to it. Recovered well. Hand pass to the run of Tom Templeton. He kicks goalward but misses to the right-hand side. A behind. 3-7-25 the Bloods. South Bendigo lead by 3 over Sandhurst 2-10-22. Score sponsor Jason Westcott Builder. Here's Cameron Power.
It'll be Jack Keating to bring the ball back into play for the Dragons. He's signaling to come across towards the scoreboard side. He's just going to go down the wing. If it gets to the back, Ollie Morris will be there. Just went a little bit further more than he was after, and it's in the hands of Langley as he takes it over the boundary line. Certainly plenty of cloud cover out here now compared to the sun that we had 10-15 minutes ago here at Harry Trott Oval. Wind picking up. Still good conditions for footy. Cameron got to the front, grabbed it out of the ruck, handball off to Templeton, found a way through to Haddo. Haddo then gets over the top to Harker. Harker inside forward 50. Frawley's got great positioning and he takes the mark. He's in the left-hand forward pocket. And Sandhurst defender there, Howard, just slipped over at the important moment there, which opened up the space.
That is just unreal work from stoppage there by Harker, Templeton and big Cameron. Just being able to clear the stoppage so easily and hit up a target like Frawley. Hopefully being able to put South Bendigo further in front.
He went to set shot, the drop punt before he opens up the angle and snaps Curley for his third. Experience of James Frawley coming to fruition here as he slots his third goal. And the Dragons here just trailing 3-7-25 to Sandhurst 2-10-22. Score sponsor is Jason Westcott Builder. Local footy, the place we want to be. It's fresh live.
It's just accuracy at the moment, isn't it? Like South Bendigo have worked their way back into this game, but just, more accurate in front of goal. And by no coincidence are leading the way.
He's kicked 2 goals in this term. 3 of the 4 goals for the game, James Frawley. Unstoppable. McGregor Cameron's kick was smothered in the centre brilliantly. Ball ricocheted backwards to Jasper Langley. Slung around in the tackle, but got the hand pass to the man with sheer core strength in Anthony Zimmerman. Stolen, though, by Fergus Green for Sandhurst. Turnovers are plenty at the moment. Back to Zach Sims for the Bloods. Kick to half forward. Good use of the body from James Davies. Has support. Davies tackled, though, beautifully by Charlie Robinson. Ball is wrapped up on the front edge of the centre square at right half forward for South Bendigo, going to the Neil Street end in this second term. Almost 30 minutes gone in the opening half. Tap down. Zimmerman runs gold, takes everyone on, kicks from 35 and nails another one. Anthony Zimmerman take a bow. 4 goals in this term to South Bendigo. They advance to 5-7 on the scoreboard here at Harry Trott Oval. 5-7-37 to Sandhurst. 2-10-22. Score sponsor is Bendigo City Framers. Local footy, the place we want to be. It's fresh live.
Put the asset on Zimmerman pre-game, saying that he really needed to step up today. Without Harvey, without Antonowitz, and without a doubt this is his best half of the season so far, and disputedly, or undisputedly for me, in the top 3 for plays on the ground so far. Cameron.
Yes, Mick, you're in charge of our Bendigo City Framers Best on Ground Sponsors Award today as well. You mentioned him pre-game, you put some heat on him and he's been good so far, has Zimmerman. What a couple other names quickly in contention for that at the moment?
Will Allen, definitely, and I like Sam Langley. He's done a job at both ends of the ground so far.
Ball up in the middle here. McGregor Cameron wins the tap down, but it's struck by Hood. Gave it to Connick. Connick thought about the handball. Decides just to high ball one inside forward 50. No mark taken there. It's Frawley playing in defence now for the Bloods. Knocked it to ground level. Something I didn't expect to see today. James Frawley playing defence as the ball hits the bottom of the pack, and we'll have the ball up.
This will be more about just controlling the play at the end of the quarter, Cam. Just getting experience down back.
Looks like he's just playing loose in defence as well. See that happen all too often. Langley's kick into the middle of the ground. Bouncing footy. Hitchkey went after it, couldn't take it. Ireland charged the footy, found his way through, sends it inside forward 50. And that will be half-time. And it is a good game of footy. The Bloods 5-7-37. The Dragons 2-10-22. Score sponsor is Jason Westcott Builder. Good game of footy here at Harry Trott Oval. Mick Delaney.
Yeah, it's been awesome so far. This has got a real finals-like feel about it. There's no real possession that hasn't gone uncontested so far. It's all contested, hot footy, implied pressure on the ball handler, plenty of bumps and hits behind the ball and what have you. Like, it's just a real physical contest. But this
Harry Trott Oval, the Bloods leading this game. He is the voice of Father Jackson Saunders.
McGregor Cameron in the right contest, tapped it down beautifully into the path of Cohen Harker. Only problem was he left footy behind. Jack English didn't. Sweeping hand pass forward to Brody Haddo, who is tackled. Appeals for holding the ball from Sandhurst faithful, but that would have been immensely harsh had the free kick been awarded to Caleb Connick. Indeed, Cameron.
It's a big word, Cameron.
Haven't brought out that word yet.
I threw one in last week at the game between Newstead and Natty and gave you a mention.
Thank you for that. I did listen after a mass at St Monica's last Saturday night. In fact, bit of trivia. It's 100 years today since the foundation stone was laid there at St Monica's. Kick inside 50. Terrific from McGregor Cameron. And it's been marked by James Frawley, who has kicked 3 goals today. He's looking for his 4th, and I'm making the call, Mick. Today he's going to kick the most amount of goals he's kicked in any Bendigo Senior Footy League game, which means he's getting 6 or more.
Well, big call, Father Jackson. But we spoke about it early on that, you know, his opponent had the wood on him early on. He got that down the ground free kick and kicked that first goal, and now he's lined up for his 4th.
Johnny Hunter's excited. James Frawley's got his 4th. And South Bendigo, more importantly, have the first of this second half. 6-7-43 is their scoreline against Sandhurst. 2-10-22. Our score sponsor is Bendigo City Framers. Local footy, the place we want to be. It's Fresh Live.
You got to feel a little bit for Lachlan Watson, don't you? He's given away a lot of centimetres in the ruck, and Matt Cameron just finding his way to the middle to be able to feed his on ballers. He won the free kick from that last contest, got it forward quickly to a one-on-one with Frawley, and they get the first one nice and early in the third.
Steve Navort, the wind seems to have died off a little bit.
Yeah, wind has completely died down at the moment.
One to keep an eye on as this third quarter plays out. Blood's starting to get away from Sandhurst here. Harker emerges with a footy, just got boot to ball before he was tackled, sends it inside forward 50. Good intercept mark taken for the Dragons. They'll look to clear it out. It'll be Darcy Mills that takes the intercept mark. It goes short to Keating. So Keating's got it in defence for Sandhurst.
Very interesting to see, Cameron. Kobe Maxted is now playing back on James Frawley.
Swings the kick out wide. Pinniger has to go hard up against English. Couldn't take the mark. Frawley picked it up. Just a rather interesting looking kick inside forward 50. Spills to the front of the pack. Zimmerman lurks after it. Pinniger knocked it into his direction. So Zimmerman kept it alive. Tried to handball it to himself, and it's knocked over the boundary line by Jackson Howard.
A half-time score in the Maryborough Castlemaine District Footy League. Harcourt 3-8-26 against Carisbrook 3-3-21. Obviously Harcourt did it tough over the summer with the fires. We wish the community well there as they continue
top of the table
to rebuild.
bash between those two, Harcourt and Carisbrook.
Terrific to see. Boundary throw-in 25 metres out from South Bendigo's goal. Stoppage. Ball up. All but 2 players in the front half of the ground for the Bloods. Knocked down by Callum Crisp. No one gets clean use of the footy. Ball comes to Jonty Davis. Hand pass goes astray. Anthony Zimmerman, he is relentless. He's tough. He bounced his way off a few opponents, but the hand pass went astray to Lockie Hood. It bounces and ricochets off several bodies. Hayden Geddes, hand pass, Brody Haddo, quick, he gets it back, check side, Goldwood. It'll be a behind. That it is. 6-8-44, the Bloods. Sandhurst 2-10-22. In fact, the Bloods, the home side, double the score of the visitors.
It's unreal, isn't it, given that Sandhurst have had more scoring shots?
You mentioned this before. Kobe Maxted playing defence. He's got the kick-in duties. He sends a really nice-looking kick, which floated perfectly into the hands of Pinniger. Pinniger tries to step around English, shoulder a little bit of candy, hit the kick nicely further forward. Taken away for the Sandhurst Dragons by Austin. This is their best passenger play of the day. They go end-to-end, the Dragons, and it ends up inside forward 50, left-hand forward pocket, which will be a shot on goal for Oliver Morris, who's about 10 in from the boundary. Tough kick from here, though, in these conditions.
Yeah, slick ball movement, though, wasn't it, Cameron? Just hitting up targets. I really like Pinniger. He's got a really nice left leg on him.
His kicking's been really good today, Will Pinniger. He was resulted in one of those passes inside forward 50 earlier in the day to Campbell. Morris needs to kick truly here. It starts left. It's not going to come back. Couldn't use the breeze to his advantage there. So a minor score for Sandhurst, who now increase their tally here to 10-23 to 11-23 to the Blood 6-8-44.
We'll have the ball brought back into play for South Bendigo to the back pocket. Hayden Geddes gets it. Local footy, the place we want to be. It's fresh live. Geddes goes on long ball up to centre wing, broadcast side. They've got numbers back here. Darcy Mills do Sandhurst. They gather now through Mills. Off the right boot. He'll kick to half forward. Reading the play beautifully to intercept is McGregor Cameron. For the South Bendigo supporters, they cheer on here in this Graham Wright Memorial Cup Day. He went by hand, Cameron, to Geddes, up towards centre wing. Jack Fallon hit it hard. Jasper Langley there. Also Anthony Zimmerman receives now. Hand pass, wants English. He's tackled by Lockie Watson from behind, the former Rochester Tiger, and we'll have a ball up.
Will Pinniger, Cam, applies his trade here with Bucks in the Bendigo A grade during the cricket season, so this ground not foreign to him.
Dragon player junior all the way through is Pinniger. Bloods will clear the kick inside forward 50. Jack Fallon and Lockie Wright both got up a little bit ginger from that last contest as well, Mick.
Yeah, they did. Both back up and look fine though.
Throw in, right hand forward pocket, cricket nets, ends of the ground. Get a throw in to the front, no contest winner there. It spills out to Hood. Hood backward to Green, who's just going to kick it out of bounds on the full. So a rare error from Fergus Green. You know it's not quite going their way when Fergus Green's making errors like that, Mick.
Yeah, that's right. It's just a testament to the pressure and the structure that South Bendigo have out here today.
It'll be brought back into play by Nathan Horbury. Horbury will get onto his left. He'll send it inside forward 50. No mark taken. Spills to ground level. Frawley will dribble one towards the goal. Spills out. Couldn't take clean possession. Jack Fallon for a boundary throw in.
Saw a few in the crowd at half time. The City of Greater Bendigo Mayor Thomas Prince is here, so good to say hello to Councillor Prince, and also to Helen Guerra, the wife of former Kundrook Barron Raiders champion Shane Guerra, watching on this afternoon. Ball's thrown back in. Opportunity for Templeton. He kicks goalward, but away from goal as it turned out. Alexander Smith eventually retrieves the footy to Hare. His parents wears a Jenny watch on. Hare was dispossessed. Comes back to Alexander Smith. High hospital kick. Hangs a long time in the air. Good mark. Almost taken by Jack English. He kicks it inside 50. Pack develops. Cohen Harker. Front and centre. He'll turn. He'll kick towards goal and put it through. And South Bendigo are on fire in this contest. They have a second in this term. South Bendigo advanced to 7 goals, 8-50 over Sandhurst, 2-11-23. Score sponsor, Parsons Towings. Local footy, the place we want to be. It's fresh live.
That was more luck than anything there, Father Jackson. The high hospital ball, as you called, to the top of the 50. Could have easily been a turnover and Sandhurst away with it, but won well by South Bendigo at ground level, and a nice goal there by, was it Templeton?
Harker finished off that one. You knew Harker was going to be busy. Blood's getting on top out of the middle. They'll win another clearance through Haddo. Bounces forward, picked up by Chris. Chris off to English. English sends it inside forward 50. Smith Ralph will present up at the footy. Knocked away from him at the last second, trying to rove the ball with the Bloods. It spills to ground, and the Sandhurst defence come to lend a hand to report a stoppage inside forward 50. Darkening skies here at Harry Trott. Umpire wastes no time throwing the ball up in the air. Frawley went up. English's handball off to a teammate. It's cleared out of there by Mills of the Dragons. into defence. Green couldn't quite take it. Bounced over his head. Picked up by Geddes. Geddes out wide. Haddo got it. Knocked away from him by Pinniger. Horbury the recipient of the footy. Handball backwards to English. He steps around Connick. Then he kicked it into Fergus Green, who smothered it. Handball to Connick. Connick's got some space. Kicks it up towards Ollie Morris, who's being held. And it's going to be taken over the boundary line for a boundary throw in 55 metres out from goal. Stephen Navort down at green level.
Yeah, just been keeping an eye on Lockie Hood. He keeps seeming to stretch out his left quad, and he's moving quite gingerly at the moment, so I'd keep an eye on him at the moment.
I'm going to keep an eye on here. There's a free kick being called, has it? Or?
No, I think it's a blood rule. It looks like Alexander Smith, so he's going to the pine as we speak.
Jack English really good so far this quarter too, lads.
He has been a under-18s medalist. He was the premiership captain for Sandhurst in 2024 in the under-18s in the third. So he's playing against his old side today, except in the seniors for South Bendigo is Jack English. Boundary throw-in, left half forward for Sandhurst.
Under-18s premiership captain. It's winning captain at Sandhurst as well, Jack English.
He was. Ball's thrown back in. Here's Lockie Hood. He takes the game on. Hand pass is not so flash. Cohen Harker terrific. Back to Lockie Hood. He had a couple of bites at the cherry. Snaps around his body. Fergus Green, opportunistic, a chance for his third goal. He unselfishly looks to lay it off. I think he should have had a pin. Kick was partially ricocheted. Cohen Harker in defence. Gets the footy back. Hand pass toward the boundary line. Jasper Langley does well. Wind picking up. Papers flying in the broadcast truck as Zach Sims receives across half back for South Bendigo.
And he does. Sims' pass was shallow, but it wasn't great. English made it look better than it was. Fed it off to Horbury, who was tackled straight away. Campbell turned it over. They'll pump it inside forward 50 the Dragons again, but it's all South Bendigo back there. And Nitschke takes the intercept mark for the Dragons. In fact, it's Hayden Geddes, I should say. So Geddes takes the intercept mark. He goes short to Zimmerman in the defensive pocket. So Zimmerman got it. We'll send it down the... Oh, it's an absolute shocking kick. Might have been touched on the way through off the man on the mark. Otherwise, it was intercept mark to Lockie Hood. Dragons fire it out to Pinniger. Pinniger gets on his left. He's a lovely left kick as well, Pinniger. And that's no exception, Mick Delaney, as Fergus Green marks it above his head.
Yeah, just to watch here, Haddo went to apply the tackle there and went down and immediately grabbed at his knees.
Green's
so
kick inside forward 50, intercept mark taken by Sims for the Bloods. They work it out wide, comes over the top to Nathan Kay. Kay off to a teammate, they'll send it down the line into the middle of the ground. No mark taken, turnover Dragons. Trying to find his way through there will be McNamara. They'll get a kick inside forward 50 here, Sandhurst. It carries over Tom Campbell's head and goes out of bounds for a boundary throw in.
Right in front of where Jules Hewitt is parked, a Sandhurst tragic. Long-time supporter of the Sandhurst Football Club. Tune in this afternoon. Local footy, the place you want to be. It's Fresh Live. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast on this Saturday afternoon. Round 6 clash, wherever you may be listening across the region or on Radio Live 101.5 across Central Victoria, online and on the Community Radio Plus and TuneIn apps. Local footy, the place you want to be. It's Fresh Live. Callum Chris taps it down. He got it straight to Nathan Kay, who was tackled, and so we'll have another ball up. Inside attack for Sandhurst.
Ball up inside, as Jacko mentioned. Horbury tries to find a way through. He's tackled straight away. Umpire across his arms. We'll have a repeat stoppage. Dragons just need to get something going on the scoreboard here. Starting to get away from him here. Templeton's handball turnover. Stagg to Hood. Hood will spin around on the right. Will snap it towards goal. Fergus Green will mark in the goal square. No, he dropped it at the pivotal second. And the Bloods will be happy to concede it through for a minor score. It's been a day of ifs and buts for Fergus Green. 7-8-50 the Bloods. 2-12-24 Sandhurst score sponsor. Don Smallgoods is good.
Kick to come in from Nathan Horbury. Shows his class and experience. Has a bounce. Opts to kick about 60 metres to half back. Lockie Hood got in the way. Caleb Connick does well. Kick not flash. Straight to Will Allen in those blue boots for South Bendigo. At centre half back, Harry Trott oval works it to the broadcast outer side of this oval, the home of local junior footy over many decades, now the home of the South Bendigo Football Club and also the Bendigo United Redbacks. And Mick Delaney, I believe you were part of a flag. I went on a treasure hunt pre-game but couldn't find any paraphernalia.
No, nothing in there. I went for a look myself to see how young I used to look, but hopefully they get it up sooner rather than later.
Boundary throwing.
Smothered. Spills out wide to South Bendigo's Nitsky. He'll send it inside forward 50. Bouncing out in front of here, it will be James Davis that'll be taken over the boundary line.
Now, it was a good wicket to bat on here, Father Jackson. Always played pretty true.
It's interesting here they play opposite direction to where the goals are here. You'd be running in from things, so it's pretty straight, pretty small boundary straight here at Harry Trott when they have the cricket pitch up and about, Mick.
We would be sitting right behind the bowler's arms where we are.
Yeah, probably getting told to stop moving.
Miggy Podolsky recently retired from here too, a legend of the club.
Absolutely.
That kicking no good though from Jackson.
One of the BDCA's international cricketers.
Plays for the Philippines too overseas. I do find it interesting though that he's scored 100 for the Philippines, and usually, what did he bat here for the
11?
Bucks? Yes, so the international standard of batting mustn't be at the tallest order, Cam.
It'll be interesting to see if the Philippines played a game against Bucks, how they'd go.
So free kick meantime at right half forward for Anthony Zimmerman, who's been one of the better players for South Bendigo all day. He hoists the kick to the top of the goal square. Pack develops. Frawley is lurking. So too Jack Fallon, the co-coach. Good tackle in defence from Liam Island.
What would be the international sport of the Philippines?
Basketball's very popular. The Americans ruled there for about 50 years after the Portuguese, so their first 400 or so years. McGregor Cameron's kick, no good. Stolen in defence by Darcy Mills. He works it to half-back and does well, and has found Henry Edwards.
Edwards has got it back in defence here for Sandhurst. They're just trying to find something forward. Allen couldn't take the intercept marker. Spelt to the back where Chris fed it off to a teammate to run. It'll be sent inside forward 50 for South Bendigo. Frawley presents up, couldn't take the mark, spills to the back of the pack, works roved nicely here by Howard of the Dragons. They clear it out and it goes out of bounds right in front of the Sandhurst coaching staff. Good crowd in attendance, starting to get themselves involved in this game as well.
In regards to your question, Cam, the national sport of the Philippines, it's not something that keeps me awake at night thinking about it.
No, and to correct myself earlier, I said the Portuguese ruled the Philippines. It was actually the Spanish for several hundred years, but I'm not opposed to a Portuguese tart. His kick goes inside 50. Good effort. Comes to Kobe Maxted in the back pocket. He'll clear. Kick almost intercepted by Cohen Harker. He had two against him, including Charlie Robinson, and is able to create a stoppage and will have a ball up. Left half forward for South Bendigo. Local footy, the place we want to be. It's fresh live. This is Cam Power.
Knocked down. Bloods got it through Zimmerman. Zimmerman handball backwards. They'll send it inside forward 50 from Rusbridge. They'll all fly. It comes off hands. Knocked towards the boundary line for a boundary throw in. Right hand forward pocket. What exactly is a Portuguese tart? I don't think I've ever had one.
You'll have to try one. You can buy them locally. They're a bit of a delicacy. It's like a little cake, I suppose. You're testing me here. I'm not a chef, but with a sweet tooth like yours, Cam, I'm sure you'd enjoy it.
Matt Cameron knocks it down, picked up by Langley, went looking for Nitschke, knocked away from him by Wright. Davis's handball went back into the congestion. He'll have to win it on a second occasion. Maxted was caught. We'll have a ball up again inside forward 50. See if we can get us out of this little stoppage of play. Father Jackson Saunders, 16 minutes into the third quarter.
McGregor Cameron slaps it straight to Tom Templeton, who's gang tackled, and we will have a ball up. So that is interesting to note. We've been travelling, is it 17 minutes now in this term? It's been quite a while since the last goal, nevertheless, for Sandhurst. Kick comes from half-back from Zimmerman. He goes to centre wing. It's going to be intercepted. Fergus Green gets it for Sandhurst. Kick into the centre of the ground, to the centre circle. Who can get the footy first? Darcy Mills does well. Hand pass over the top in front of our broadcast position. Kick comes in front of that man, Jacob Austin. He has support from Darcy Mills. Will Pillinger also in the vicinity. Intercepted though, and Will Allen takes it across half-back for South Bendigo.
Kick into the middle of the ground. Lockie Wright forced the turnover for the Sandhurst Dragons. Working away, Harker was able to win it back though. Gave it to Will Allen, who's able to steady. Send it across the line. No mark taken here to Langley. Thought he might have had his arm chopped. Umpire said play on. Langley had to go and get it on a second occasion. And we'll have a ball up just inside forward 50.
Will Allen has been everywhere down back for South Bendigo this third quarter.
He might also be in contention for our Match Day Sponsors Award thanks to Pitcher Up plus Bendigo City Framers. Ball knocked down. Horbury clears the kick out of there for the Bloods. Anywhere will do. And you might be on for another possession here. Bouncing footy. It's just going to plug right in front of us. Boundary over. Stephen Navort will do the disposal, and he throws it to the boundary umpire. So right in front of us in our broadcast truck, which is brought to you by Powers Country Express, your match day sponsor.
10 minutes since the last goal. Cohen Harker got it at the 8-minute mark of this term. We've gone 18 minutes third term. Kick forward for Sandhurst towards Kobe Maxted. Came from Connick. Interception across half-back. Jack Fallon hasn't seen a lot of it today. That touch was good. Got it to Tom Templeton. Templeton's kick to half-forward. Gutsy effort.
Good grab.
And a brave mark by Cohen Harker at the pain of 50. And that was terrific to see.
That was awesome. That is the mark of the day. Back and back into the pack. Maxted, who is by no means a small man, full tilt, running from behind him, and just, grabs up with both hands. And, I'd love to see him just finish this one off a reward for effort.
Cohen Harker has kicked one today. Only the 4 goal scorers for South Bendigo, interestingly. They're 7-8-50 to Sandhurst 2-12-24. So it is currently a 26-point lead to the home side to stretch that to 32. Cohen Harker will add just the behind. So it's a 25-point lead now. 7 goals, 9-51 rather. South Bendigo to Sandhurst 2-12-24.
Fergus Green's got the kick-in duties for the Dragons on the right-hand side wing. Will send it down the line. Campbell flew, couldn't take the mark, spills to the ground. Handball forward, sent inside forward 50 from South Bendigo's Alex Davis. Free kick inside forward 50 going the way of South Bendigo.
Zimmerman was held off the ball, Cam, I think it was.
Umpire pointed the wrong way initially, I think, there, which was what threw me there. I thought it might have been his free kick.
Actually, it's James Davies, sorry.
So Davies will receive the free kick and he'll line him up. 50 metres out.
If he kicks this,
about 45.
This could really ring the alarm bells for Sandhurst. This will put him 31 points up if he kicks this.
Suggesting the bells didn't start ringing about 15 minutes ago?
No, Sandhurst are a good quality team.
They'll come in. If he kicks this, it'll increase the lead, and that's exactly what he does. 8-9-57, the home side. South Bendigo, the Dragons 2-12-24. And it is all South Bendigo in this one now. James Davis becomes the 4th goal kicker for the Bloods on the day. 5th goal kicker, I should say. Score sponsor, Bendigo City Framers.
Look, reward for effort there. South Bendigo just kept peppering the forward 50 entries and, finishes a nice goal with these blustery conditions. 31 points up now, Father Jackson.
It's a good lead, that's for sure. Back in the middle. Good tackle on Connick. Ball spills to Hood. Hand pass goes astray in the centre. Can they get it out? Here's a chance for Oliver Morris. High hospital kick. Hangs a long time in the air. Good mark. Going back defensively, though, is Hayden Geddes, who gets the footy back. He goes to the wing. Hack develops, and a mark has been taken there on the outer side. So South Bendigo with the footy. They'll chip it over the top. They want Tom Templeton. He receives it now. South Bendigo lead 8-9-57 to Sandhurst 2 goals 12-24. A 33-point margin. It's with Tom Templeton off the left boot to half forward. High kick long into defence, but it's been intercepted by Lachlan Wright, who's got it across half back for the Sandhurst Dragons.
Yeah, much needed mark in defence there. He'll swing it across. Dragons work it across to Mills. So Mills has got it in defence for Sandhurst. We'll go over the top to Pinniger. No, Pinniger's got a nice left foot. He'll have to be precise with this next kick. He does just that. Just over the fingertips, though, of Green, which forces the turnover for Templeton. Went looking for Harker. Harker left the footy behind. Green went back and picked it up. Gave it to Stagg. Stagg to Davis. Their best passage of play for a while. Into Campbell. Tried to tap it down in front. Morris couldn't find a way through. Picked up by Langley. He lost it. Bloods will handball it out wide. They get a relieving kick out wide to Samuel Langley. If he can keep it in, he's got plenty of time. He dives forward to keep the ball in front of him. He does just that. Gets around the man in Mills. Turnover kick, though. It works for the Dragons. They'll go goalwards and they will slot the goal. Hamish McNamara gets the finish. And a much-needed goal for the Dragons. From 50, it was a nice kick, and it just had to go through truly. McNamara finishes the goal, Mick Delaney.
Sam Langley, he'll rue that one. He looked to bring the ball back inside. Tried to take on an opponent deep in defence, and costly turnover. How long's it been since Sandhurst's last goal, Cam?
30 minutes exactly. Sorry to steal your thunder there, Cameron. In other games, Gisborne by 2 points over Eagle Hawk. Strathfield saved by 132 points over Broadford. And Golden Square by 30 points against Kangaroo Flat. Back in the centre, Hood takes the clearance, kicks about 60 metres, up the guts, 20 metres out from goal. Putting head over the footy is Tom Campbell. In defence, though, Nathan Kay has other ideas. He intercepts, goes to Hayden Geddes. Geddes kick to half-back, finds Zach Sims in those audacious pink boots. As he chips over the top to Zach Sims. He wanted Brody Haddo, lost it. Nick Stagg spoiled the party. Tom Templeton came in to assist. He retrieves, redeems the situation for South Bendigo. Cohen Harker has 3 Sandhurst players against him. Manages to beat them all. Helps to get the ball further forward. Brody Haddo, he takes the mark. It was touched off the boot though. Kick comes around the body. Snap on goal. And it's been put through for South Bendigo. A great goal from 25 metres out for the Bloods, and that came from James Davies, who has nailed his second, 2 on the trot for him this afternoon. 9-9-63 over Sandhurst, 3-12-30, 33 points as the lead. Score sponsor Jason Westcott Builder, local footy, the place we want to be, fresh live.
James Davies had a quiet day the last 5 minutes, so Cam Parry's kicked 2 goals.
Yeah, it was a goal that needed after Sandhurst got one back, and they just respond straight away to the Bloods. Kurt's starting to get involved in this game as well. All happening here at Harry Trott Oval. South Bendigo leading by 33 points. They get the middle. Templeton wheels it inside forward 50. No mark taken. Spills to the back. Frawley couldn't quite take it cleanly. Dragons will have the numbers at the back. They'll swing it out wide to Keating. Keating will relieve the kick out of defence. Had to be pinpoint.
Yeah.
Free kick's been pulled here. Might have been a free off the ball. Dragons try and take the advantage.
Yeah, free kick Sandhurst there. The South Bendigo player, I think it was Sims, just a bit aggressive coming over the top there for the spoil.
They wanted the advantage. It wasn't paid, so it has to come back to Jonty Davies. Davies ships it short. Wright takes the mark and goes further forward with the marks taken by the ruckman for the Dragons. Lockie Watson, they feed off the handball to the run. They'll send it inside forward 50. They need a mark to Fergus Green. He couldn't quite. It spills to the back. Picked up for the Bloods. They'll look to try and clear it out of there through Hare. Under all sorts of trouble. Bouncing footy. And it hits the bottom of the pack. We'll have a ball up 30 out from goal directly in front at the Neil Street end of the ground here at Harry Trott Oval, which is the end the Sandhurst Dragons are attacking in this third quarter.
26 minutes gone in this third term. McGregor Cameron knocks it down. About 20 around the contest. Nick Stagg at the bottom of the pack. If you're at war, you'd want to be with Nick Stagg, and he's certainly giving it his all this afternoon for the Dragons. Ball is thrown up. McGregor Cameron out-muscled his opponent in the ruck contest, got rid of him. Hood, hand pass to Oliver Morris. High kick towards the top of the goal square. Falls beside the right point post. Still in play. Fergus Green snap. His kick was smothered though. Ricochets back into dispute. Hayden Geddes was tackled and is wrapped up 5 metres out, maybe 10 from Sandhurst goalmouth.
Umpire wastes no time balling it up. But it goes back down for a repeat ball up, so nothing doing in that little scrimmage. 33-point lead. Dragons must fire one through here to finish the quarter. If there any chance, it's going to be sent towards goal, but an intercept mark on the last line of defence for the Bloods. They handball over the top to Haddo. Short pass was good to Hare. 2 long sleeves combining in this game. Short pass was good. Kay emerges with the footy down the line. Flying, no mark taken though for the Bloods there was Davies. He kicked the last goal. Tried to find a way through. Nick Stagg got him holding the ball. So Stagg, 55 out from goal, steps off his mark. Umpire calls into play on. Goes looking for Fergus Green's got to beat a couple. And a good intercept mark taken for South Bendigo. And Will Allen has been magnificent in this quarter, Mick Delaney.
He's been awesome again. Another intercept mark. That'll be 8 on the day.
Will Allen, the thoughts there of Mick Delaney, local footy, the place you want to be. It's fresh live. It's taken back though from Jack Keating. He kicks about 60 metres. He might even go the full distance. He does! Goal! Goal of the day, perhaps. And Jack Keating has Sandhurst's fourth, 4-12-36. 9-9-63 as South Bendigo. They lead. Our score sponsor, Parsons Towing. Local footy, the place we want to be. It's Fresh Live.
Yeah, really good goal there by Keating. But Zach Hare, the captain of the Bloods, will be mildly disappointed with that. Made the effort to get back into the goal square to punch that through, but had an absolute air shot. Missed the ball, and it trickled through. And yeah, Sandhurst, the last 2 goals in the last 5 minutes, brings it back to a very respectable margin heading into three-quarter time.
It does. Might be too much, though, I think, Cam.
They concede one off the clearance here, which Haddo goes inside forward 50, sends it right to the goal line. Smith-Rolfe lurking at the front, couldn't get a good look at it, but it spills out for the Bloods. They've got numbers. Good tackling from the Dragons will be rewarded, though. Darcy Mills saves the day for the Dragons. They can't afford to concede one here in this quarter. 29 minutes gone in this quarter. Short pass out wide. Maxted, who's been a mainstay up forwards, found himself in defence in this quarter. Down the line, Keating full up, knocked it down nicely to Morris, who read it well. Morris gets into some space. Handball over the top. Davies has got to crank it up cleanly. He does. He'll send it inside forward 50. Needs a mark. And it's an intercept mark. Oh, it's actually dropped. It's Frawley back there. Right went through. Might have been taken without the footy. Umpire says he dropped it.
Yeah, holding the ball there. Good tackle there.
A little bit harsh, I reckon, on Lockie Wright. And it's a good mark, or good defensive play, Nathan Kay, and that should almost see him out to three-quarter time.
It does. Or perhaps Kay to Will Allen, to the back pocket now for Jasper Langley over the top. Alex Davis still on the outer side in front of the netball courts. Proceedings over there finished for the afternoon. Long kick in front of the dugout. Great overhead grab has been taken by Alexander Smith for South Bendigo in front of the dugout, where Troy Coates watches on, co-coaching this year with Jack Fallon. Now over the top to Brodie Haddo, who has it centre wing, clubroom side. Siren sounds, though, at the last change, and it is at three-quarter time. South Bendigo 9-9-63 over Sandhurst 4-12-36.
Good game of footy if you're a South Bendigo supporter. 27 points the margin. What
Dragons want to spoil the party. Last term coming up. Local footy, the place we want to be. It's Fresh Live. Here's Cameron Powell.
You can't put it past Sandhurst, but a lot's going to have to go right for them, and they need to get their hands on the middle. Harker wins the first one out of the middle for the Bloods, but it'll be turned over to Keating, who emerges out defence, sends it out to Pinniger. Bounced away from him. It'll be tracked forward, though, for Edwards. Picks it up cleanly. Bumped by English as he cleared it forward. Working to the front, taking a terrific intercept grab for the Bloods. Why wasn't that one paid?
I don't know.
That was a mark pretty, I thought, to Samuel Langley. What did I miss there?
Kobe Maxted back to full forward.
Not sure why that mark wasn't paid. Green's handball forward for the Dragons. Haddo handballs it straight over the boundary line, boundary throw in. It kind of been touched off the boot down here.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Strange.
Quarter time score. Harcourt 4-12-36 over Carrisbrook 4-4-28.
And in the Heathcote League, Mount Pleasant 10-8-68, North Bendigo 8-16-64 is the three-quarter time score.
Right half forward for Sandhurst. 27 points is the lead here for South Bendigo. Sandhurst need a couple of early goals just to give them a bit of a sniff. And that's exactly what their co-coaches Fergus Green on field and co-coach Bryce Curnow off the field will be seeking in this last term. Callum Chris did everything in the ruck. Got the tap out, got the clearance, kicked to half forward, but it'll be intercepted by Darcy Mills for Sandhurst. Good kick to Fergus Green, the co-coach, the former AFL player, to Stagg immediately by hand to that man across half forward, Lockie Hood, inside 50 with the kick, 10 metres out from goal, stoppage, ball up, but still a dangerous locality, and they are peppering here the Sandhurst Dragons.
Locality, you make it sound like there's a postcode at the top of the goal square, Father Jackson.
Knocked down. Dragons lurking to start the quarter. Haddo's little kick out of defence will go towards the boundary line. Bounced away from English, but he did well to work his opponent away from the footy. Bounces it out wide, and being taken around the legs was James Davis, so he'll receive the free kick. It was against Henry Edwards, who did everything right but just slipped at the last second. Kick down the line. Island in a one-on-one contest with Nitsky, and Island's going to get a free kick for being held. So he'll receive the footy right in front of us in our broadcast spot. Liam Island, short pass is an absolute shocker to Lockie, who almost missed his foot. but Hood made it look okay off the half volley. Into the middle of the ground, finds Pinniger. Pinniger then wheels around on his right, sends it up towards forward 50. Langley back there for the Bloods has been very good this afternoon. They share the handball out to Geddes. He'll get it back on the 1-2 on the far wing.
He got it from Frawley. Geddes, as you say, Cameron from centre wing to half forward. Great intercept and grab by Liam Ireland at half back. Immediately to Lockie Hood. He's had stacks of the footy today to centre wing, and he's got Darcy Mills. He's had a lot of the footy too. Right in front of the South Bendigo dugout. He concedes territory. Does well for Connick. Perhaps overstepping the mark there, Jack Fallon. Umpire said no. Connick concedes a lot of territory. He's gone to half back, right, over the top, back to Hood. He's had an enormous amount of the football, as I keep alluding to. Now the kick comes to half forward. They want Wilson Butler. Haven't called him a lot today. Jack English intercepts, gets the footy back. His kick goes backwards to the man in those blue boots, Will Allen. He'll go over the top, does well, and goes back to Jack English in the orange boots. The variety of coloured boots this afternoon, Cameron Power, is extraordinary to observe.
Yeah, gone are the days of just the old traditional black boots, Father Jackson. As the English kick will come down, it's going to hug the boundary. In fact, it's going to float out of bounds on the full.
John Hunter was ready to take a specky from our broadcast truck.
Lockie Hood, short pass inboard, finds Edwards. Edwards to Stagg. Stagg gets a good-looking kick, and it's a really well-weighted kick to a hard-leading Fergus Green. He put it out in the space, Mick Delaney, and that's the kick you'd love as a forward. And Fergus Green marks 25 out directly in front.
Very, very good inside forward 50 kick there by Stagg. Just kicked it to space and allowed Green to run onto it. And first goal of the quarter, big one here.
If he kicks this, it'll bring the margin back to 21. And he kicks truly for his third goal of the game, Fergus Green. And the Dragons get themselves back to within 21 points in the contest. 5-12-42, playing 9-9-63. The score sponsor, Don Smallgoods, is Don is good. Local footy, the place we want to be. It's Fresh Live.
I was watching the hill in front of the club rooms there, Cam Power, and not one muscle moved when that goal went through by Fergus Green. A very dominant South Bendigo crowd, but 21 points of difference. Father Jackson, we've got a game.
We do. He's kicked a goal in the first, second and last quarters has Fergus Green. He is a star player and standing up when it matters most. In the middle, tapped down by Callum Crisp. Fergus Green back in the action too. Left the footy behind though. Comes to Callum Crisp. Hand pass quickly, round the body from Jack English, inside 50. Great mark on the second bye for South Bendigo, 35 metres out from goal. And it's that man, James Davies, who has already kicked two, and he has the opportunity to put the lead back out to 27 points for South Bendigo. They're 9-9-63 over Sandhurst, 5-12-42. They have not scored in this last term, have South Bendigo, and we've played 6 minutes so far in this contest, in this last quarter. So big moment coming up.
We've got a player that's just gone down. Unsure who it is at the moment, but he was grabbing at the outside of his knee. So hopefully, I haven't been able to see who it is because their back's to us. He's doing okay.
Yes, he's just getting up at the moment. So it's Sandhurst Hamish McNamara who kicked a goal in that third term as well. He's coming off in the arms of a couple of trainers at the moment with good support from his teammates.
Is that one of those non-contact off the ball kind of injuries maybe?
No, he was a part of the marking contest there, and he went down after the mark was taken, so hopefully he's okay. Best wishes to Hamish, but yeah, it didn't look too great. But these sorts of stoppages, Cam, they can either help or hinder you, and with the way that Sandhurst have started this quarter, they've felt to me like they're the team on top at the moment. Sometimes with a little reset, it can kill that momentum and the advantage.
It can. Scores coming through, three-quarter time. Inglewood 17 goals 11 over Calible 3 goals 5, and Newbridge 10-10-70 over Serpentine 6-2-38. For his third of the afternoon perhaps, James Davies, 45 metres out, almost directly in front. He has put it through, and I'll call it, that could be the sealer. It is 27 points, 69 plays 42, the scoreline for both sides. South Bendigo lead the home side. Our score sponsor, Don Smallgoods, is good. This is Mick Delaney, local footy, the place we want to be. It's Fresh Life.
The last time I heard someone say he's kicked the sealer, Gisborne came back and kicked the last 4 goals of the game and won by a point. So hopefully the kiss of death hasn't arrived here 2 weeks in a row on Fresh FM. But yes, a very timely goal for South Bendigo there.
He'd have to be in contention as well, I reckon, James Davies, for our Matchday Sponsors Award. He's been terrific. Now got 3 goals on the day. Wood takes it out of the middle for the Dragons. Wheels it up towards centre half forward. Mark not taken, but they're able to keep it in front. They'll handball backwards out to Stagg. Stagg emerges onto his right. Goes to Pinniger. Knocked away from him, but spills for Maxted. Maxted's handball went 15 metres backwards. Bouncing ball in the middle of the ground. Stagg had to go through and pick it up. He was tackled by Fallon. We'll have another ball up.
Fallon's been quiet today. Played a lot of his game up forward.
On the edge of the centre square here at Harry Trott Oval. Ball up. Knocked down Tom Campbell, but it favoured the Bloods. They send the kick into the middle of the ground. Keating charges off half back, couldn't take it. Stagg gave it off. Connick to Edwards. Inside forward 50. Edwards' kick was shallow for Green. Kay read it best for the Bloods. Went backwards, gave it off to Hare, and he might have been dealt with after he got rid of the footy. It was Kay, so he'll receive the free kick.
He does, the former Elmore coach. Concedes territory, but he'll have to take the kick again off his mark. Scores, it's Coolin Hill 16-11, 107 over Midiamo, 8-4, 52 in the Loddon Valley League, and Heathcote League, Huntley 6-7, 43. Trail Lockington Warm United 17-64 at the last change. Kick comes to centre wing. Of course, Heppel played, Dyson Heppel for LBU last weekend. Jackson, or Lachlan Hood rather, his kick no good. Straight back to Nathan Kay. So Sandhurst gave a gift essentially back to South Bendigo across half back. There's been some big names in local footy of recent weeks. Dyson Heppel, the former Essendon captain last week, which I mentioned. That kick goes straight to Lachlan Wright though. Another turnover. Speaking of big names, June 20 in the Loddon Valley Football League, Gary Ablett Jr. plays for Newbridge and Gary Rowan to play for Bridgewater, so that'll be a huge clash. Turnovers are plenty at the moment. It's gone straight to the man with the orange boots for South Bendigo. Kick up to centre wing.
He's actually taken that mark.
Was intended for Callum Crisp.
So Hood has come over the top, punched the ball, and then it's landed in his lap. Unlucky not to get that mark.
So Hood got up. Crisp goes in a one-on-one contest. In the ruck contest, as it so often is with Lockie Watson, has been, I should say. Watson shoved Crisp underneath the foot. He hits the bottom of the pack, and we'll have another ball up. It was Fallon tackled by Stagg. Try it for a third time. Crisp knocked it out. Nitschke tried to emerge with the footy, managed to handball it forward. Taken without the footy was the coach and Jack Fallon. And he might have just been able to rather smartly use his body weight to throw it forward and make it look a little bit worse than what it was, Mick. But nevertheless, he was being held without the footy. Jack Fallon, and he'll line him up. 55 out from goal. 10 in from the boundary, left-hand side, Neil Street end.
You cannot buy experience, and that's all that was. He baited his opponent, Darcy Mills, into tackling him without the ball. As we see the Sandhurst, the big banner, the green dragon up, you'll see a very fast game plan here from Sandhurst being implemented for the remainder of this game.
If he kicks this goal, though, and puts the margin back out above 5 goals, it's a long way back. Jack Fallon for a coach's goal. On the left, it's going to swing. Will it come back with a breeze? It's going to fall short. Dragons will have it in the defence and they can handball their way out of there. Short pass to Green. So didn't make the distance. Fergus Green will chip it out of defence to Lockie Hood. Hood takes the mark, can come further forward to Mills, decides not to. Forces himself backwards. Oh, dangerous kick, but Lockie Wright made it look okay above his head. Wright swings it into the goal square for Ireland. They're going the wrong way, the Dragons, if they need to try and get it up the other end and kick some goals. But the South Bendigo defence is so well structured, Father Jackson, that they're not allowing them to kick it further forward.
That's very true indeed. It would have been apt a moment ago to use the word audacious, Cameron, but they got away with it. Not for long, though, because Horbury has got it back across half forward, though he'll have to give the kick to the man in those orange boots, Jack English. 2 kicks out from goal. South Bendigo surely have it sealed now as they go to the pocket, wanting Frawley. Ball knocked away from him. 2-on-1 contest, hard up against the boundary line. Well, that's a thought. 27 points is the lead, though, for South Bendigo, and we've played 12 minutes in this last term. Time is against Sandhurst. Mind you, they are a mighty side. Grand finalists last year, they lost to Eagle Hawk. The year before, premiers in the Bendigo Football Netball League. Kick from half-back from Wilson Butler. Clears. He wants Alex Davis. Ball goes out of bounds while we're speaking about Eagle Hawk. Condolences too to the family of Shirley Wallace, the former timekeeper of the borough. She was a timekeeper there for 30 years, very involved with the Eagle Hawk Football Netball Club.
Yeah, a very well-known lady around Eagle Hawk cricket, around Eagle Hawk Footy Club circles. Of course, shout out to Glenn as well, the son of Shirley, as they send it inside forward 50, the Bloods. Glenn being a friend of mine as well here, as we'll get a ball up just inside forward 50.
She died last weekend. There's a memorial of her life Sunday week at the Eagle Hawk Football Club at Canterbury Park from 1 till 5:30. Also very involved with Bendigo Senior Secondary College with their footy team.
Kicked out of there. English should take the intercept mark for the Bloods. And he'll go back, and he would absolutely love this if he can slot one from just outside forward 50 to give his new side the win against his old club. If he kicks it, it's game over as far as I'm concerned.
I don't think he's got the leg here. I think he's doing the smart thing and taking time off the clock, Cam.
I said it was game over 5 minutes ago, Cam.
And we mentioned Eagle Hawk. They're leading Gisborne by 11 points down at Gisborne, so a much-needed win for them if they're able to hold on to get their season back on track. English from 55 will launch it goalwards. Distance, no worries. Wow. Accuracy, no worries.
Wow.
A big-time goal from the former Sandhurst Dragon, and it gives them a 27-point lead. Score sponsor, Parsons Towings. Local footy, the place you want to be. It's Fresh Live.
Every South Bendigo player has run across to him there. He has got a massive leg. I definitely didn't pin him for having an easy 55-metre drop punt on him.
Jack English.
Wow, that was awesome.
Stephen Vavord on the boundary.
Yeah, Sandhurst have no rotations left. So Coop Smith's already out of the game. Hamish McNamara and Jake Austin are both out with quad awareness. Connor Sexton's also down with a hamstring awareness, and Wilson Butler's out there playing with one shoulder. He's got an AC joint injury apparently.
Mega Cameron drops it down. Great work there, Stephen, on the boundary. Stephen Vavord, local footy, the place you want to be.
Carnage out of today's game for Sandhurst.
It is. It's been a dirty day for them, that's for sure. Callum Chris takes it out of the centre to half forward. Zach Hare chases after it. Josh Nitsky paddles it, keeps it alive, close to the boundary line at half forward. Back to Nitsky, takes the game on. Top of the goal square. Good defensive spoil from Wilson Butler. Ball comes front and centre. Tom Templeton directly in front. Goal. No, touched off the boot. The anticlimax.
Yeah, I'd already written down as a goal.
So had I. So, not the result that we first thought. 11-10-76, the Bloods. Sandhurst, 5-12-42.
I'll send it into the middle of the ground where I'll find Connick to Mills. They go straight down the middle. One end of the ground, the other. The kick just did not favour Fergus Green at all. It spills to the black. Geddes will knock it towards the boundary, and he'll just thump it out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. And are we going to see one of those deliberate, insufficient ones called? No, we're not. But Sandhurst, wow, they are in all sorts after it today. They've had no luck with injuries this year. And it sounds like they are going to be counting the tolls of this one, Father Jackson.
I think so. 34 points in arrears of South Bendigo. 16 minutes gone. Last term. South Bendigo set for another win in their 2026 season. Bit of a tongue twister there. Ball is thrown back in. Nathan Kay kicks from half-back, goes to centre wing. Great defensive spoil from Wilson Butler. He's been good in this last term.
A lot of awareness has been thrown around as well.
Interesting description of player injuries, but Stephen Bevort, bang on the money, doing an exceptional job on local footy, the place we want to be. It's Fresh Live. 11-10-76. South Bendigo, Sandhurst 5-12-42.
Speaking of exceptional jobs, the Storm 29 goals 15, 189 to Broadford 1 goal 2-8. So the Storm continuing on their good form this season. Cameron will high ball inside forward 50. No mark taken here. Spills to ground level. They'll try and go through. We'll get a ball up just inside forward 50. Umpire letting them play. And Kangaroo Flight have come back a little bit at Golden Square, but they still trail by 36 points. 13-8-96 to 9-6-60. And it's still Eagle Hawk leading by 11 points over Gisborne.
And in the Golden Valley League, Euroa for its first win over the season against Maroopna, 9-9-63 to Maroopna, 8-11. 59. Ball is on centre wing, Faberham's side. McGregor Cameron, hand pass to Horbury, kick inside 50 for the Bloods. Neil Street end, good defensive work. Darcy Mills clears for Sandhurst. Player running forward across half forward was Henry Edwards. The bouncing footy is in front of him. He kicks it, directed to Fergus Green, who stood up tall and took a strong overhead grab. Despite the defence on his hammer, he was able to prevail, and now he can line up for potentially his fourth of the afternoon and his second of this last term. Perhaps the best player for Sandhurst today. Listen to the distractions. And it worked. Gee whiz, the South Bendigo faithful are having an afternoon out to enjoy at the expense of Sandhurst. 5:13:43, South Bendigo 11:10:76.
Davies will bring the short pass in where he finds Geddes. Good day if you're a South Bendigo supporter. Geddes down the line to Haddo, who marks centre wing. Handball's off. They're going to keep running the Bloods. They'll send it up to Chris. He marks it 70 from home. Callum Crisp. He'll launch the kick on his left. It's a good-looking ball inside forward 50. One-on-one contest. No mark taken. Knocked away for the Dragons by Lockie Wright. He was in the one-on-one contest with Fallon, I reckon it might have been, hit the ground. We've got a ball in left-hand forward pocket here at Harry Trott Oval. Very good crowd in attendance, and 90% of this crowd is going to go home very happy this afternoon. Well, they might hang around here for a while after the game and celebrate. I'm not sure. Blood's out of the middle. They might get another clearance, a stoppage, not a centre stoppage, but another clearance from a stoppage. It's fired goalwards from Langley, and it's ended out being rushed through for the Dragons.
Jack Keating to bring it back in. Some drummers emerging here at Harry Trott Oval this afternoon through the effects mic. Keating's kick was smothered brilliantly by Brodie Haddo, who locks it inside 50 for South Bendigo. So we'll have a ball up 30 metres out from the Bloods goal. Harcourt 6:14:50 over Carrisbrook 5:4:34. Midway stages last term. Ball from the ball up. Sharked by Haddo, who snatched truly, and another goal. South Bendigo afternoon delight 12:11:83 over Sandhurst 5:13:43. 40 points ahead. Our score sponsor, Parsons Towing's local footy, the place we want to be. It's Fresh Live.
It's taken until halfway through the last quarter, but that's our goal of the day. Beautifully sharked by Haddo out of the ruck contest there on the right, bent it through. The wind has dropped off, but still the level of difficulty is one of that only the better players in this league would be able to finish, and Haddo made that look very easy.
He did indeed, and that is his first goal of the afternoon too for Brodie Haddo.
Cameron wins it down out of the ruck. Party time for South Bendigo now in this last quarter against the majorly depleted Dragons side. They're going to be licking their wounds after this one. Quite literally, there is a lot of wounded players for the Dragons from this game. So a storyline to keep an eye on throughout the week. There might be some changes. The interleague bye might come at a good time for them. Sims will send it inside forward 50. Bouncing ball out. Tracking after it will be Harker. Davies goes after it, picked up by Fallon. Fallon handballs to Harker. Harker on the right, goes goalwards, and it's going to float right to the line where it's been touched through for another minor score. The goal sense on Harker is just unbelievable, Mick Delaney.
Yeah. Frawley, loose man in defence now, looking to control the game.
It's a 41-point lead. Jack Keating goes about 60 metres. McGregor Cameron got hands to it, partially affected the spoil. Ball spilled to the back of the pack, though, for Sandhurst's Charlie Robinson, who directs it to half forward and goes out of bounds. Interestingly, today, a spread of 8 goal kickers for South Bendigo. Conversely, Sandhurst were just the 3 goal scorers. 3 of their 5 goals have been kicked by Fergus Green, so they've had limited options today as they have pressed forward. Boundary throw in 70 metres out from the Sandhurst goal mouth. McGregor Cameron took it out of the ruck, did well, but hand pass went astray. Good work from Darcy Mills. Kick to half forward goes into dispute, and the ball up as a result. 51 metres out from
He has been good, Darcy Mills, in game number 50 for the Dragons. So
he's been one of the better players.
Yeah, unfortunately, he won't be able to celebrate game 50 with a victory, but he wouldn't have had too many losses in those first 50 games. Dragons work it up towards the top of the goal square. Knocked away. Pinniger just got it. Might have hit the wrong side of the boot as he tried to go goalwards. Bloods will have the defence to be able to clear it up the line. Intercept mark, which is well read, came from Lockie Wright. Wright will then pump it back inside forward 50. Both hands for a boundary throw in.
Connick's
Might
been
have
quiet.
been Connick that sent that kick inside.
Connick's been quiet today, Cameron.
Lockie Wright almost made me look silly as he might have almost marked his own ball.
Oh, well, none of us are perfect. I speak for myself, Cameron. Ball thrown back in. McGregor Cameron, front position. Zach Hare. Why is that so funny? Anyway, if you can't laugh at yourself, life's
right.
not worth living in one sense.
That's right.
Got to enjoy each moment of every day. Ball's thrown up, 25 metres out from Sandhurst goal. Little toe poke forward for the Dragons. Lockie Hood is close. He follows up with a tackle. Kobe Maxted provides support, and we'll have a ball up 5 metres out from Sandhurst's goal. It would be a consolation goal given the context of the game. Ball is thrown up. Cheers erupting here. Lockie Wright goes to the footy, taps it inside. Josh Nitsky is happy to concede a rush behind. And chants quieting in the background, but you could hear them through the effects mic a moment ago. Here at Harry Trott Oval, it is Sandhurst 5, 14-44 to South Bendigo 12-84.
Foley does the kick in duties as he launches it out wide. Rusbridge at the front of the pack will send it forward up to centre wing. Zimmerman keeps it alive. Handball back over the top. They're still attacking here, the Bloods. They'll get it back to Zimmerman. Zimmerman from the boundary. Loads it up to the goal square. English drops the mark in the goal square. Oh, he had the easiest of goals begging. It won't matter because Harker emerges with it and slams through the goal anyway. And wow, South Bendigo are still content to go end to end here. The crowd are loving it here. You can hear, I'm not sure what they're chanting, but you can hear what they're chanting. Mick Delaney's score sponsor is Jason Westcott Builder.
Yeah, I can't understand what they're saying, but they're just very happy, aren't they? They're happy that the boys have been able to do the job today or get the job done quite emphatically in the end. And I guess it all started with Sandhurst being inaccurate early on, and now South Bendigo being able to capitalise on their opportunities.
19 goals, 12-90. South Bendigo over Sandhurst 5-14-44. 46 points ahead are the home side as we approach the final siren. Fergus Green in the centre, paddles it forward, but Jack English gets the footy back. He's tackled by Ollie Morris, and the ball up.
13 goals. 13 goals, 12.
Back in the middle, we'll come to you in a moment. Cameron, McGregor Cameron. Cameron's everywhere in the call at the moment as Haddo takes it out of the centre. The half-forward James Frawley has taken the grab. So 13 goals, 12. Yes, thanks, Cameron. I'm not sure. I need to do a maths lesson for some reason.
A little bit going on in the background.
The scoreboard is out of sight here at the moment. And yes, what did you see, Mick Delaney off the ball?
No, Cameron, the big ruckman for South Bendigo, being taken down behind the ball. Didn't quite see who it was, but yeah, a little bit late, and they're just wiping the dirt off each other's jumpers towards the end of this one.
James Frawley, he will kick from 45 metres out, left half forward. The former AFL star, he's missed to the left-hand side and just to behind. And I've just remembered, Mick, that I made the big call that he'd kicked 6 goals today. Well, he's not kicked one since 4 for the afternoon.
The commentator's curse.
He has gone back and played a lot of defence since you said that.
How's this?
As the ball is intercepted by Jasper Langley, but he's missed to the left-hand side and another behind. So opportunities pepper at the moment for both sides. 13 goals, 14-92 the Bloods. Sandhurst 5, 14-44. 26 minutes gone, last quarter.
Fergus Green will play on, out of defence, send it into the middle of the ground. Mark taken. It's Connick that'll wheel it into the middle. Davies got back and knocked it away. Hood couldn't quite take the footy. He was possessed. Spills out wide. They're all bouncing after it. They'll dive on top of it for a ball up.
A great message coming through. Shane Clough and James Gray kick back-to-back goals. Gisborne ahead by 1 after 20 minutes. The wrinkle is that the scoreboard here is wrong and says Eagle Hawker up by a point. Thanks to Joel Peterson for that message.
Controversy. An interesting result there. We'll keep an interested outlook on that one. Joel Peterson. Maxted's holding the ball at the top of the 50. It's Rusbridge that got him, and they were happy with that one there, the South Bendigo supporters. So Rusbridge will get the free. Chips inboard. Mark taken here. Nitschke. I like the fact that the Bloods are still wanting to take the game and try and score more, even though they're a long way in front, Mick.
Yeah. How many games in a row has Sandhurst beaten South Bendigo, Father Jackson?
6, and they've won by an average margin of 80 points as South Bendigo take it to Templeton, to McGregor Cameron on centre wing, a chain of hand passes, now to Anthony Zimmerman. I love watching him, he's a great footballer. Kick inside 50, comes to the man of the moment, Frawley, who kicks his 5th goal.
He might still get 6.
He still could, it's a possibility. Thanks for that, Cam. 14 goals, 14, 98 South Bendigo. Sandhurst 5-14-44. Score sponsor Bendigo City Framers. Local footy, the place we want to be. It's Fresh Live.
I was going to say before, he kicked a goal like a backman, but that one he dribbled it through like a proper forward, Father Jackson. 5 goals from Frawley today. He's really stood up down forward, regardless of whether he's kicking the goals or whether he's bringing it to ground for the little Rovers up forward. South Bendigo have been really good in their forward line today.
Go back in the middle here as we approach full time in this one. And the Bloods got one more thrust in them to get James Frawley's 6th goal. Nitschke out of the middle. Zimmerman bounced off his chest, but he went back and won it on the second occasion. He was clever, found his way through some trouble, handballed it out wide, tracking after it'll be Kay. Kay picks it up on the 3rd bounce, wheels it inside forward 50, kick carries to the back of the pack, but it's back there for the Dragons. They'll clear out looking for Ollie Morris, but the kick goes into space and it's going to bounce favourably for the Bloods. They'll track after it. Handball backwards here comes from Langley to Geddes. Geddes up to the top of the 50, big fly, no mark taken, spills down. Stagg, Keating, Tom Campbell won't mark it, spills to Langley. Langley to Allen. Allen was able to get the footy. He picked it up on the 3rd bounce. He launches one from 60. Frawley's in the goal square, and he's going to get a free kick, is he? Or is it a free kick against?
Hands in the back.
Yeah, it's against him. It's going the way of Jackson Howard for Sandhurst. Full-time score, Harcourt 7-14-56 over Carisbrook 5-4-34. Jackson Howard's kick to Henry Edwards.
Carisbrook's first loss for the year.
At half-back it is. Big loss for the Redbacks. Edwards into the centre. Beautiful foot pass to Lachlan Wright. Inside 50. Kobe Maxted. He's got Alex Davis against him. It's a one-on-one battle. And Davis wins that epic duo encounter, and it goes out of bounds. We'll have a boundary throw-in. Late in this final term, Fergus Green the only goal scorer for Sandhurst in this term. That was at the 5-minute mark. 25 minutes later, at the 30-minute mark, we've seen a quarter of 5 goals to 1 in favour of the Bloods.
They'll throw it in. Cameron knocks it down. Cleared out of there for the Bloods. No mark taken. Haddo's there. Short pass in for the Dragons. Pinnage up. Feeds it out to Mills. Mills will send it into the pocket, and a leading out mark will be taken. Lockie Hood, who quickly plays on and snaps the goal. And the Dragons get a consolation. 6-14-50 to South Bendigo. 14-14. 98 is your full-time score, Father Jackson.
It is, and look, it was a consolation goal. Very well called there, Cameron. Local footy, the place we want to be. It is Fresh Live. Full-time scores, just to repeat those for you. South Bendigo, 14 goals, 14-98 over Sandhurst, 6-14-50. So a 48-point win to the South Bendigo side. Goal kickers today, and a final score before we do that from Maiden Galley YCW. It has come through Bridgewater winners in that clash in the Loddon Valley Football League. 21 goals 12 over Maiden Galley YCW, 7 goals 9. So a good victory there to the Mean Machine in that clash. And Will Allen is going to